Welcome to Parallel Universe here on GDQ Hotfix. Today we have an incredible episode here. I'm so excited for this. We're going to be taking you back just a little bit to the not so distant past of like 2002 or something. I didn't look, but we're going to be playing some Jet Set Radio on the GBA and getting some achievements just as God intended. Yes. And today we have Ace Bats and the Laura Morass Nation. If you guys would like to introduce yourselves.
Yes, hello, my name's Ace Bats. You may know me from such classics as Quick Immortals New Tech and Happy Birthday Alice Noon, but I'm also a Jet Set Radio Future speedrunner and Jet Set Radio GBA speedrunner. This is my second favourite Jet Set Radio game in the entire series, entire franchise, and with me is Laura, of course.
Laura Morris, the retro achiever. I'm a Brazilian video essayist on YouTube. Laura Morris, you can check it out. I'm like 5 subs away from 4K. So
sub to her, please, right now. I'm looking at you, Twitch chat.
Yeah, that's it.
So yeah, we're about to experience Jet Set Radio on the Game Boy Advance with achievements, thanks to retro achievements. I think we'll go a bit more into what retro achievements is once we're kind of getting going, but in short, we're going to be doing a bunch of different goals to try and get as many achievements as possible in the time that GDQ has graciously given me to play this not cursed at all, very blessed, perfect game that is existing. So I'm going to press new game momentarily in 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Fortunately, we can skip all these cutscenes. These are the only cutscenes we can actually skip, which is great. Because this is a tutorial, and especially in the speedrun, it's very boring to just have to go through over and over because the dialogue takes like 10 seconds per screen. It's really weird, but there's a little trick that I did before the show just to get past that.
Yeah, like this game is like a really close. It's really close to the Dreamcast one. Like, it's really a really good like port, honestly. And we found like a few things that we'll kind of like talk about during the run.
I mean, this is the most recent release in the Jet Set Radio series until Sega get off their backsides and actually create a new one. So this is the best we got right now.
For real, it's peak. Also, y'all are gonna hear this like low pitch Jet Set Radio every time Bats finishes a graffiti. That happens only in the PAL version. And Ace Bats loves the PAL version, so yeah.
Do a bit of trolling. Ooh, a classic. That's fine.
Oop.
It's very easy to overjump that. Oh, I was just setting up the cutscene skip. We're going to start another. No, I'm kidding. Oh, I did forget to start my local timer. I'm sure that'll be fine.
Right. Nothing bad can happen without a local timer, surely.
Oh yeah. So we're going to see kind of basic stuff like how to spray graffiti and whatnot. In terms of retro achievements, there's a bunch of different achievements that you can unlock. You'll see that massive thing, don't worry about it. I'm doing a replay mode so I can actually re-unlock all the achievements, but for whatever reason it just, decides, hey, you got all the achievements, well done. It's like, yeah, I know, I'm great at this game.
That's it, the run's over.
Yeah, we're done. Anyway, I can only do that joke 2 times. Yeah. Anyway, there's so many different types of achievements. A lot of them are for getting high scores on each level. There's a lot of like specific achievements per level. And there's one achievement which I'm going to get right now, which is create a custom graffiti. And Laura, why don't you quickly explain the benefits of creating custom graffiti in this game? Because there's quite a few.
Okay, so on the other Jet Set Radio games, when you create a custom graffiti, you just like get to use the graffiti in game. But on this game, it's insane. Like, you actually unlock a different, like a new graffitis to do on the levels, and they give you like a lot of points, like 2,000 points, right, Matt?
Yeah, 2,000 points per graffiti, which when the jet rankings, especially when you're going fast, are the difference of a few thousand points, it is huge. Like, you need as many of those points as possible. So actually, creating a custom graffiti is worth its weight in gold. And if you are trying to do retro achievements for yourself, highly recommend it. Fun little fact about that in particular, actually, is that the custom graffiti is stored per cartridge. which means for speedrunning, one sec, just making sure I am doing this correctly, because this is very important that I get this right, because this is going to show up for the rest of the run. If you are running any percent or something, if you create your spray once, you don't ever have to create it again. But because there's an achievement directly for creating graffiti, I am quickly, as fast as possible, creating a work of art, because otherwise I will be sad that my custom graffiti is not good.
It happens, yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate everyone in the chat saying like good luck at the very beginning of this, but this is like all frame perfect, this is all pixel perfect. This is all skill, no luck involved.
Right, now we can actually get into the first level of the game.
Let's go. After 3 minutes and 50.
Yeah, well, don't worry about it. Anyway, I mean, if we had a bad custom graffiti, then the game would judge us and we would go slower. So it is important that we, you know, spend the time to make it as good as possible. Anyway, I'm going to try and collect that graffiti soul. Nice. So we're going to be doing a bunch of things in the early game here. Main thing is we're going to try and get as many points as possible and get as many jet rankings as possible, combining them with other achievements. This is one of the few levels where I'm not really going to go for the achievement, like the extra achievement on top of everything else, because it's not, like, the achievement for this level is collect 30 cans, don't pick up any more, and finish the entire level, which is a bit frustrating to do when you only have one character, or, you know, one character worth using, I should say. And that, unfortunately, for any fans of Jet Set Radio on the future, on the Xbox, is beat. We have to use beat for these first few levels. But, you know, there's worse situations we can be in. I'm going to quickly... Here's another, like, easy way to get points, is if we bump into Onishima, almost said Hayashi, Jet Set Radio, Future Brain Rot and all that, we can spray and we get 2,000 points, which is not a bad amount whatsoever. Again, when it comes down to, you know, 1,000 or 2,000 points for getting a jet ranking, any and all, you know, points is valuable. Okay, that
it's really... It's like really valuable, especially because, like, you know, the custom graffiti helps a lot. And like it gives 2,000 points, but you can only do it like once. Like, you can only tag a custom graffiti that it's on the level once. Like, there may be like multiple of them in a stage, but you can only like tag one in specific, like that one specific custom graffiti, like once. And with the cops, you can like basically tag them, and then a few seconds you can like tag them again, which is kind of like, you can like farm points using that, and it will be like really helpful to get some jet ranks.
I mean, we'll see the farming later on when we actually kind of get into the next Shibuya terminal level, because we need a lot of points, and the easiest way to get a lot of points is just to absolutely bully the kind of police captain. By collecting another graffiti soul, these are very important. And yep, that is the jet ranking, which is good. So you'll see achievements pop up in the top left, which, you know, we'll get multiple as we go through like each of the levels in the first run through. Oh yeah, there's also a story happening. We kind of just ignore the story for the most part. It's fine. So this is the level where I'm really happy with the route that we have for this, for retro achievements. If I hit it, it's going to look really good. If I do that, it looks less good. But we're going to try and get a combo of at least 15 and collect as many of these graffiti souls as possible. Nice. And also try and do this level in a jet ranking time. So you can see I've got Tricky Beast for doing a 15 combo, which is the easiest, one of the easiest achievements in this achievement set, I must admit.
It's cool that like every level has like one specific achievement designed for it, and there's like some really interesting achievements on this set.
Yeah, so that was not... that was exactly what I was meant to do, and this is the route I was intended to do from the start. I need to remember that everything, you know... I think the one thing that's very obvious with this game is It's got a really funky camera angle. And again, keep in mind that this is a GBA game. Like, this is technically impressive, but it does certainly have a learning curve, which, you know, I have spent the time to play and I was going to say master, but I've just messed up a jump. So, you know,
I would still say master.
Yeah, it's as close as possible, right? At this point, you can't truly master this game unless you go up in the hills with nothing but a GBA and, you know, play this for a few years. Ooh. Okay.
Also, the person who like developed the achievements is watching right now. So shout outs to Digidai Sonic.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's super cool individual.
Yeah, I'm seeing kind of a common sentiment in the chat of they didn't know that there was a Jet Set Radio game on the GBA. Would you recommend people play this over, like, say, the original Jet Set Radio or Future?
Future, I would say, fantastic game. You should play it. It's very good casually. Jet Set Radio, I would say, play the GBA version. I think it is my second favorite Jet Set Radio game ever released, and I genuinely mean that.
Where does Festival rank on
as
those three?
Well, that's an unofficial fan project in VR chat, but
same thing.
If we're counting that, then this might be my third favorite Jet Set Radio game, because Jet Set Radio Festival. Mwah. If you enjoy just open world fun romps and free ones at that, there is a world on VR chat called Jet Set Radio Festival that I highly recommend just checking out and enjoying.
It's truly epic.
Okay, that was a jet ranking as well, which is good.
Most people like are like had no idea that there was a GBA version. So like just to like give a bit of lore, it was made by Vicarious Visions, and it uses the same engine as the Tony Hawk games for the GBA that they also made. So like they kind of like knew their way around skates like before doing that. So yeah, like the practice paid off. It's a good game.
This is actually Tony Hawk on roller skates. They finally did it.
Finally.
So this is actually one of the first rival challenges. Big cringe thing about rival challenges in this game versus Jet Set Radio is you cannot avoid these. You have to do them. However, in this situation it's good because Garam here is the best character in the game, and this is the best chance I have to talk about character stats. Because if you know one thing about stats in the original Jet Set Radio, it's that the game lies. It does not tell you the true stats of any of the characters, more or less. They give you bars, and you're supposed to figure out from the bars that a bigger bar means, you know, more health, or a bigger bar means, you know, you can carry more graffiti, or less graffiti, or you get more points, or whatever. Or you go faster. However, in this game, there is a speed stat, and the characters just don't have bars that represent their true speed stat. So fortunately, one hero came along, Fusecavator, and decided, I'm going to just look at the raw character stats in the game's code, and we found out that Garam has 9 out of 10 speed and the easiest graffiti in the game. So for basically the entirety of this run, or like the first half of it, we're going to be using Garam as much as possible to just go fast, spray quickly, and get jet rankings purely based on our time.
Did you mention that like Fuse helped?
Yeah. Because
yeah,
Fuse just went in and grabbed everything. Oh, I failed this just so you can hear that the music restarts every time, and they've got the lovely woo woo siren going on. My favourite. That definitely wasn't annoying,
like,
actually.
It's one of the only things that I really would change, like in Jet Set Radio GBA, honestly.
The good news is, if you wanted to speedrun the any percent of this, which I do recommend, it's very fun, you can. There is like a setup where you could, for the tutorial skip, and you can mute the in-game music while you're doing that, and it persists when you start your run. It is a lifesaver, I'm not gonna lie.
And like, on the like Dreamcast Jet Set Radio / GSR HD version, when you like mute the in-game music, it doesn't mute when you're in like this place right now, the garage. And it is like it is like chaotic. So like yeah, like Jet Set Radio GBA actually being the GOAT, actually being the best game in the franchise.
Yeah, best game ever made, honestly. Right,
Yeah,
so
for real.
this is the only time I think that we actually pick Gum. Gum has less cans but better graffiti, and for this level in particular, there's two reasons we want that. One is that for the achievement on this level is to get a certain amount of points before we finish, but there's also the jet ranking where we need to get, you know, a certain amount of points anyway. So what we're going to do is we are going to collect a bunch of cans. Hopefully they respawn as I'm going across. Oh yeah, they are. They're respawning now. Spray Onishima a few times because all the extra points is really
We
useful.
love farming points.
And at this point, we'll be able to go grab the blues and start spraying these graffiti. So you're going to notice that I have more complicated graffiti now than I will for the rest of the run. And we kind of just have to deal with that for Gum. Fortunately, you know, we're not going to have to use loads of characters that have, you know, long graffiti. Because one thing we're going to see quite a lot of as we go through the game is me starting a graffiti and stopping it midway through, which is actually the awesome strat that we should be doing as much as possible, because a lot of characters, their first few sprays will be really, really quick, and then they'll be followed by like a 2 input spray, and those are slow. So the best thing we can really do is avoid that by just restarting the graffiti. However, in this specific scenario, we need points and a lot of them really early on in the game, and there's not really a better way of getting around it than just doing this.
Like, I think it's a good point to talk about, like, the fact that being like really fast, you would think that you would get like a jet rank just by that, but it's based on points. So like even if you're really going like super fast but you don't really farm points or try to like do anything to like rack up your score, sometimes the score you get like just for being fast isn't enough. Although it really helps sometimes, like absolutely.
Oh, yeah. There are going to be levels later on where if I don't go really, really quick, I'm not going to get the jet ranking. Where is Onishima? He's over here. So I need to spray him again. Oh, there we go, 15,000 points. Which you'd think means we're a shoo-in for the jet ranking, but it really doesn't. Because there's so much that goes into, like, you know, actually getting the jet ranking that... I mean, how many points do we need? We need 35,000 overall. It's a lot. I've unfortunately gone through the entire game and discovered / listed all of the jet requirements for every level, and that has been very valuable for me when trying to route a retro achievements run for this game, just being able to go, oh yeah, I need this many points for this level. And fun fact, if you need that information, it's in the, you know, if you want any and all information about this game, there's a link to the Google Sheet I use in the Retro Achievements comments, and also I think I linked it on the Jet Set Radio GBA speedrun.com page. So it is available information if you go and try and attempt this mammoth of a task. Task. Oh, I can't speak. I'm too focused on spraying these graffitis.
I can't wait for this to be the new speedrun hot
worries.
commodity.
And I just want to mention, like, for all the retro achievers watching that, only 4 people, only 5 people actually, including like me and Bets, have mastered this game on the website. So you can kind of like be forever on the top 10 high scores mural. So yeah, that's your chance to like make history, you know. And yeah, also like speaking about making history, if you want to like help with routing and stuff like that, this game has a lot of potential because, you know, Ace Bets basically did all the science of this game.
I mean, let's put some respect on the man's name, as it were. Broby has done a lot of work in you know, the initial kind of working on this run, and I kind of just followed in their footsteps, as it were. So, you know, but a lot of it has been used with technical knowledge that we wouldn't have really found otherwise, and myself kind of just throwing stuff at the wall and seeing if anything sticks.
A lot of free time.
Okay.
To spend on Jet Set Radio.
I
GBA,
overcompensated for points there, but that is one of the scariest levels for getting a jet ranking. I really didn't want to mess that up.
It's kind of I love like how like when you finish the level, the game like takes so much time to say if you got a jet rank or not.
Yeah. Fortunately, retro achievements just tells you outright.
Which is great.
Okay, so this is probably one of my favourite levels for the speedrun, and we're going to really see the speedrun route here because the achievement for this level is don't take damage. So as a result, I'm going to just ignore getting a jet ranking here, and so we do have to do 2 runs of this game as part of the retro achievements run, and we'll get into the why later, but just know we will get an opportunity to come back and do the jet ranking. But you can see Garm's Graffiti, quick. I love this character. Up, down, half circle.
It's perfect.
Yeah, I'm just used to seeing like in the regular JSR run where you just like do the spray then cancel it and then do the spray and then cancel it real quick. So like it's cool to see the entire
simulator.
Yeah. It's cool to see the entire like process of doing graffiti, like how people would normally do it. So I'm just so not used to seeing it.
Yeah, I mean, fortunately, the graffiti in this game is on like a set timer. Like you need to just hold up for a certain amount of time before it will count as a graffiti spray. So it means that you don't have to worry about having to like mash the graffiti button and also the thumbstick. And there's a reason that Jet Set Radio ended up allowing macros for quick spraying, because that was violent on your hands.
And like it was brutal, and it's still brutal.
Yeah.
Even though with the macros. Like I kind of like stopped like grinding for like leaderboard records and stuff just because it's, you know, after like 5 hours of attempts your hand just is dead. Like it hurts. It hurts a little bit.
Yeah, even for me, like after a casual playthrough, sometimes it's just like it hurts.
It hurts a lot.
Yeah, because I don't even use the macro. I do it raw. Like it hurts. It's so bad.
Let's go damageless, easy.
There we go.
Fortunately, this is like one of the easy. I mean, if you put damageless achievements in front of me, you know I've like looked at it and figured out some kind of how, because I love damageless. Damageless is the game, is the way to play games. Not really, but I enjoy it. Oh, I need to talk about Tag as Tag. If you've played the original Jet Set Radio and remember anything about Jet Set Radio, you remember that you need to be right up on your opponent before you can even attempt to spray them. It's not great. Tag as Tag is one of the most like challenging sections of Jet Set Radio, for me anyway. But fortunately, they changed the mechanics somewhat to make it fit on the GBA, and it makes it a lot more fun because you can actually interact with your opponents and knock them over. And we're going to see here, I'm going to try and prevent Poison Jam from jumping across the bridge there to the other side. That's the goal anyway. So you'll see me trying to knock them down a lot, staying really close to them, just trying to ensure that they don't go too far. Trying to keep them close together as well so I can spray them both at the same time. Oh, this is good.
Also, if you played the original, you know that like you can tag like as fast as you pull the trigger.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing.
But on Jet Set Radio GBA it's different. You kind of like on each of the poison, like on each of the gang members, you kind of have a cooldown of like 1 second when you spray some. It's like 1 second, right?
It's something like that, like 1.5. It's probably like something like 45 frames or something ridiculous. Or,
yeah. So like on the original one, like speedrun, you would just like come like close to someone and like spam the button a lot. But here you have to do a more advanced and a harder technique, which is like you have to try to spray like the 3 of them at the same time, which requires a lot of brain cells. And yeah, it's harder. Like the Tagger's Tag on GBA, it's a bit harder because of that, I feel.
Oh yeah, the achievement there, the like unique achievement, was to win with 200 seconds left, and it was just so easy I didn't even mention it because I just do that by default. Game's easy, by the way.
I
You
was
should
gonna
boot
say,
this game up
yeah.
right now. Very fun.
Yeah, because that was like only 100 seconds, right?
Something like that. I tend to be around like 300 seconds left by the end of it, which it's tag as tag is a lot easier in this game. I think the real like skill is in being able to do it efficiently. Anyway, I'm just quickly collecting a few points to start with because we want to get jet ranking here, and we also want to collect all the graffiti souls on the level, which is good.
Have we talked about like what graffiti souls do? Like what are them?
So yeah, that's a good point actually, because the big thing with graffiti souls, if you're playing casually, is collecting souls and finishing a level will give you extra graffiti that you can use, which is always cool. A nice bit of customization. I might show off the graffiti, some of the other graffiti later in the run, because there are some. But what is essentially just the original Jet Set Radio graffiti, just moved into a GBA. There is some really nice looking graffiti for a GBA game.
It's like pixel art of the graffitis, which is always like pretty epic. Like we love pixel art.
This is one of the best levels to just hear Jet Set Radio constantly, by the way, so I hope everyone's having a good time with that.
I was literally about to mention that I in my head I have it tuned out. So like when like Shasta, shoutouts to all the things, exclamation DATT in the chat, mentioned that like there's just like the pitch down Jet Set Radio, like I started hearing it again. It was like really weird.
I've tuned out even the music at this point. That is what speedrunning the game does to a person. Okay, oh, that was a really nice one. We got plenty of points just from sheer speed. I love it. Oh yeah, I've got some fun quirks I've got a bone to pick with the devs of this game, right? There's 2 quirks with graffiti souls. One, you can pick up a maximum of 8 in a level. That's not a limit of how many souls will actually spawn. The game will just stop tracking it after a bit. It's, of course, right? But the other fun little fact is when it comes to graffiti souls, there are 3 instances of duplicate souls. Like, they just unlock the same graffiti. So you may just see me run past some graffiti at parts of this run, or graffiti souls at parts of this run. And that's just because I'm going to pick up another soul that's easier, and it will give me the same result and despawn the other one. It's almost like they didn't, fully test every single minute detail of this game or something, and I don't blame them.
Yeah, I mean they probably had a time they had to deliver the game, so
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Oh yeah. I like to shout this one out. Notice the really long and boring spiral we have to do. Very technically impressive on a GBA, but I think it's cringe. So we're just gonna skip all that.
We skip it, speedrunners. Yeah, we love skipping the game and not playing it. Yeah.
Yeah, the game only actually checks to make sure you've started the grind on the rail and you land there. Anything else in between, who cares? Which in this is good. I think these rival challenges are probably the best way. Like, if you're interested in dipping your toes in finding something new, trying to find ways to get around the fail states on these, and finding efficient ways to win each one is very, very. I'm pretty sure there's plenty of time saved we just don't know about here.
Absolutely, there's still a lot of science to cover.
Everyone loves science. Oh god, I'm just checking my notes because obviously I need notes to remember every single thing about this run, and I'm just looking at this next level and going, oh goodness. Oh,
it's that level.
It's this level. Right, so yeah, we need to do a lot of stuff here. So there's close to the maximum number of graffiti souls that we can actually pick up here to begin with. That's the first thing we need to worry about. We have the best achievement in this game. Like, genuinely cannot think of a more exciting achievement. Right, so you see I've come all the way here. We're just gonna let it ride for a bit. Oh, I might need to slow down slightly, I'm going too quick. I can't slow down too much or fall off the rail.
We're doing the 20 tricks, or 20 combo in,
I went too fast.
In this area. No! So yeah, we just have to like get a 20 points combo.
Yeah.
And we just do that by standing on the rail.
Going really
is-
slowly.
Peak gaming, right?
If this misses as well, I'm going to be very angry. I'm going to cry.
Hopefully
Oh,
not.
thank
Yeah, there
God.
we go. Then show drift.
That achievement's so good, we do it 2 times, by the way. But for whatever reason, the other like, there's usually like 3 of each type of achievement. The other instance of getting a trick combo is 20 tricks in chapter 3 of this level. This jump is my nemesis. There we go. Okay, we can actually play the level now after all that.
Let's go. Let's stack walls.
One thing I miss about this game that I didn't think I'd miss is like when you do like a grind on like certain rails, like the camera just like does like an instant replay of like the mid grind that you just did. I kind of miss that.
Yeah. That was one of the really cool features of the original Jet Set Radio. Oh yeah, we've got tanks here. They're kind of just there, and we're just gonna spray them. They don't really move; they just sit there.
Every time there's
I didn't know you
on Hotfix, there's always like tanks involved. It's always for just like you do some tricks on a rail and you spray some graffiti. Like, is it really that bad? Like, tanks, like really, like, you know how expensive tanks are? Like, a reasonable response, I guess.
Yeah.
Is the power of the graffiti so?
Do you know like
it's
how much
powerful?
damage graffiti does to an economy? Not that much, but you know.
But like enough to like destroy a tank. Absolutely. I actually didn't know you could spray the tanks. That's pretty
Yeah,
epic.
they're both worth 2,000 points, so you know it is worth just putting them into the route.
Can you like also like farm the respawn and like keep tagging the tanks or?
I don't believe so. I think they're like the helicopters where you don't get the option. Come on, game.
Oh, I see where.
Okay, I'm just collecting.
First try, by
pieces.
the way.
Yeah, first try. Yes, this is one of like the worst levels for like really janky jumps, even in any percent. But you know, so be it. You know, I think if we didn't have a bit of jank, then we could say this run's pre-recorded. Honestly.
Ace best player in the world.
What's an early 2000s speedrun without a little bit of jank?
Oh yeah. I actually don't know
Honestly.
if I actually immediately respawn. He does, yes. Easy points. I wonder if you could go back and forth on that like level transition and just keep farming points. I'm not going to test that right now, but I bet it'd be like something that's possible.
So this is the level that we're gonna see flames. Or not?
Nah, Flames is chapter 3.
Like that. Oh, okay.
We're
okay.
safe for now.
Yeah, like I think that this is a good time to say that like if you're gonna play this game casually, you will realize that the enemies like have can do like quite a bit of damage in a really small time. Yeah, they are like really powerful, and also the time you have to like do the levels, most of them at least, except for like Jetpack, it's a bit it's like really less than in the original Jet Set Radio. You're gonna like lose sometimes because of the time itself, especially on a level we're gonna mention later.
Oh yeah. Okay, there we go. That one was a bit of a
Did someone say
janky
jet
route.
tech?
Jet
Tech?
Tech is so much fun. We're gonna really enjoy that later on. We don't unlock Jet Tech until chapter 3, so I've really got to hustle because you know I've got a plan for Jet Tech. Anyway, we're gonna get to the second taggers tag here. This one's a bit more interesting because we're gonna have all 3 of the enemies going in the same direction. So we're really gonna just see an attempt to try and keep them all in one spot and damage them all at the same time. First, we collect cans. And again, this also has the achievement for have at least 200 points left on the timer. Again, it shouldn't be that hard, you know. We start with 400, that's what, just over 3 minutes, 3 minutes 20 seconds, isn't it? Just, you know, hope that you don't choke is how this works.
The noise reduction like was hard on the original, and on the GBA part it is no different.
On the GBA port, it is it is a kitten compared to, like, you know, the absolute violent monstrosity that is noise reduction on, you know, the original Jet Set Radio.
It's really insane. Like,
Yeah, that's a lie in
the
that game.
fact that the like noise thing to speed on the original game, it's just really brutal.
Ooh, they're there. That should mean all three of them in the same spot and they're all at the same health. So hopefully we can keep them that way. Nope, one seems to have run off ahead. Cringe. Okay, in that case, we're going to have to face them down a bit.
It's almost done.
Yep, that went better than I expected it to. This, especially the IL of this level, can go really off the rails so quickly. Ha! Off the Jet Set Radio speedrunner said off the rails. Everyone clap. Very funny joke. Sorry, I didn't realise.
Chat, clip that.
Clap on the chat.
Right.
Business district standoff. Let's go.
Yes. Oh yeah, this is. I was about to say we've got a third tag stack. No, we've got Yo-Yo first. I have a bone to pick with the developers of this game because of Yo-Yo specifically. So this is one of three races you have to do in the entire game, and this is the first one you're going to encounter. Yo-Yo is the fastest character, or tied fastest character in the game. You do not have access to a character as fast as Yo-Yo. So if you follow exactly what Yo-Yo does, you are going to lose every time. So we're going to essentially cheat or use a creative route in order to avoid Yo-Yo beating us. This is
it's
ridiculous casually. Especially if you're playing
really...
beat as well. Like,
the fact that like someone played tested it and was like, yeah, that's cool. That's all right. Like,
this
a
is how you
casual player
unlock
can
Yo-Yo.
beat that.
Go for it. It'd be better if Rith was in Yo-Yo's position, but I think they were just trying to recreate the original game, right? Yo-Yo's a race in that one too, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But yeah, we just won anyway because we're wise to this game's antics.
There we go. We unlock Yo-Yo, and he's one of the characters we're gonna use in the run, which is like not all the characters get this privilege.
Yeah, we use Yo-Yo like once or twice for very specific, because Yo-Yo is basically like a faster version of Gum, so there's like benefit to actually using Yo-Yo. Oh yeah, this is a nice little pan shot that takes like half an hour. Don't worry about it.
It's fine. Don't worry. This level is like really hard. It has like perspective problems. It sometimes gets you really confused. Not in the stagger stack, but eventually, like when we go back to it, it may be a bit confusing if you're playing the game for the first time.
We're gonna collect a few souls on this level because we can, and there is it does save us a bit of time later on to just get them on our way up. You guys see me jumping a lot. The way rails work is that a rail will give you the maximum possible speed that you can get. So we're going to just be like jumping on rails because you just constantly decelerate otherwise. Whoop. A classic.
This is a feature that was like implemented in Jet Set Radio Future and on Jet Set Radio GBA, but not on the original.
Yeah.
Which is insane. Like the momentum.
When I say
actually
this is
better.
my like second favorite game, it is because of the rails in particular. Like you can actually build up speed by just jumping on a rail. Whereas Jet Set Radio, the original, does not give you that privilege, and it is a bit of a nightmare sometimes as a result.
Yeah, like if you played Future first, like when you play Jet Set Radio, the first one, you're gonna like miss having this feature.
Yeah, we wanted to defeat those two love shockers around here because this just allows us to cut through the middle of a level and instantly, go and meet the third and final NPC that we need to defeat. I've only got 9 cans. That is cringe. There we go. Got 19 cans. Now there's more than I need, but that's fine. We're just doing it for extra points. This might be the hardest one of the 3 in order to get the 202nd one. Still not a problem, but if you're playing casual,
go for ace bets.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, 85 is really close to 0. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, super close when compared to like 9,000, right?
Yeah. So here's a quick bit of Jet Set Radio lore, because I know everyone watching is like, oh, what's the lore? What's happening right now? Yeah, we just wanted to take over all the turf, and now the Rikoku Group, who's like a mega conglomerate billionaire run organization, they're really upset. So they've got some private assassins that are upset with us, but now we don't need to worry about that for an entire chapter because we've got a flashback. We've got chapter 2, which is an interesting chapter because it limits us to 2 characters and we have to unlock them right now. So we're just matching through the dialogue. We've got Combo and Cube who are begging for our help because we're so good at Tagger's Tag. They're like, we need your help. There's actually no more Tagger's Tag. That's one of the few things this game drops is the 4th Tagger's Tag. Cut content. Doesn't happen. I cry every time.
Jet Set Radio, GBA beta differences.
Ooh, so
Yeah,
this
I'm
is
seeing a chat
one-
message right now about the lore, so that was perfect
yeah.
timing. Thank you so much, Bats.
No problem.
Bets was like really good at timing, for real.
That is one of the worst challenges in the entire game because you just have to do a blind jump to the left and hope you do it right. If you miss it, you have to watch the cutscene again. It sucks, but
It takes a few tries. Yeah.
luckily you only have to do it once. You don't have to do like 2 afterwards. These are like miniature challenges.
Cube's
This
dance in
is
this
a
game looks so funny. I'm
Oh,
not gonna lie.
All of the dances, like for these cutscenes, all like quite for what it's just they took Jet Set Radio and made it pixely. Like it's quite impressive at the end of the day. So this is a weird. Okay, game, just don't let me jump. This is a fun race because you're supposed to like go down to the right, go down into the sewers, go all the way across the sewers, and then come up here and pick up some cans, and then go across the top and go all the way down the hill, which is a very long way of going around. So we're just gonna do the old Xbox 360 classic. We're gonna turn 360 degrees and walk away. And because all the levels are interconnected to one another, instead of going all the way down the hill, we can just come back to where we started and go up the hill where the spray is, and it just saves us a lot of time.
And shout outs to like how the levels transition in GBA. I think it works miles better than what they did on the Dreamcast version.
Yep.
So like less powerful hardware, but they did it better. Shout outs.
Yeah. I mean, because this game came out after Jet Set Radio Future, which is still a wild fact to me. Like, they decided, let's make, Jet Set Radio on the GBA. Ooh, okay, this is a level where I have to take damage, so I do have to kind of lock in somewhat. It won't
It's
be.
gonna be actually a focus moment.
Yeah.
Chat, we're locked in right now.
Locked in.
Fortunately, those enemies do make a noise to kind of let you know they're on their way. And they don't damage you unless 3 of them jump on you, which is good. But we're gonna meet a scarier enemy shortly who will try and ruin our day.
So is this like a good time to kind of like explain what retro achievements is?
Oh yeah, go for it.
All right, so retro achievements, aside from like being one of my favorite hobbies, is a website which allows you to get achievements on retro games, all the way from like Atari to GameCube. Like the last thing that released was GameCube, which was like pretty recent, and like the GameCube rollout event is still happening, and there's a lot of GameCube sets being released right now. And basically the community of the website inspects the memory of the games, and codes like really cool achievements for a lot of games. So you can like get achievements on Pokemon, and they really like get creative on those things. Like the Jet Set Radio Dreamcast achievements, even like as a speedrunner of the first game, it made me like play the game in ways I never really like played, and I had like a blast. It was like a really fun time, and it's a really creative website, and I really like it. So shout outs to Scott Breen for creating retro achievements, and shout outs to like the whole community, and And again, the Jedi Sonic that made like both the Jet Set Radio achievements. So yeah, shoutouts.
Yeah, I mean, Retro Achievements is a really cool project. I mean, you tell me I can play this game and get achievements, I'm like, yo? Like, I can actually, like, flex that I am one of the few people that have played way too much of this game? We're still kind of trying to avoid damage, but also, we're also trying to get a jet ranking this time, so it's very much a terrifying, you know, don't fall in front of an enemy situation. Because
those assassins are hard.
Yeah, they basically just hit scan you. If you get too close, you take damage. GG. You know, too bad, so sad. All that stuff. So we're just going to try and avoid them as much as possible.
Okay. Oh yeah, are we on the first or the second level?
First level.
Alright. So, if you played like Chapter 2 on the original Dreamcast version, you're gonna realize that it's basically the same level like on the GBA version for like both the levels, which is like, you know, harder limitation and understandable. It just like feels a bit weird when you're playing the second level. You're like, wait, did the game like save? Did like something happen?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's normal.
It's just the same level but slightly different graffiti, but it's still like, I think ultimately maintaining the main 3 levels of the game and, you know, Shibuya Cho, Benten Cho, Kogane Cho, all being interconnected levels still is like so much more important than having a second version of this level, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's understandable.
So this
GBA like cartridge size wasn't really that big. So they had to, you know, do some stuff.
This is a very mean level, by the way, because the achievement is like, oh, come on. Okay, that's fine. We can go back to that later. The achievement is something like, what is it? It's get a certain number of points before you finish the level, which normally isn't a problem, except in this scenario, we need to get like 20k out of the 25k points we need for a jet ranking. So we're basically jet ranking the level before finishing it. And in so many of these levels, especially these ones, jet ranking is something that just kind of happens when you finish the level and get all your bonus points. Okay, getting all of those sprays immediately, like, thank God. That makes our life so much easier.
Shoutouts to Ace Bets for being the best player.
Also, this achievement might be impossible if you don't spray the custom graffiti. Actually, no, it's not impossible because you can just grind points by doing tricks, but that's very, very slow. Long story short, get your custom sprays made before you start this level. I need to make sure I don't fail this, by the way, because if I fail this, I lose so many points. So it's like, I'm scared. Okay, yeah, we've got more enemies showing up. I mean, this is one of the instances where I don't really need to worry about taking damage.
And hey, the goat showed up on chat. Sup, the Jedi Sonic.
Okay, so another one, we can spray the jets in order to get 2k points each, which is going to be huge. They'll still fire rockets at us and they do loads of damage, which is scary, but just trust me, if we're kind of hugging the wall, they have loads of trouble aiming. So I say we've just gotten hit twice. If we get hit a third time, I might need to run and get health, but we should be fine. Oh, I don't like these rockets. This is like one of the most stressful parts of like doing damage lists for this. Have I mentioned damage lists?
Yeah, I know. I think this is a really good moment to talk about like the fact that Ace Bets did like he like beaten all of the Jet Set Radio games, like Jet Set Radio GBA, and Jet Set Radio Future without taking damage. He may be like one of the only persons in the whole planet that like did that, or at least that like documented that.
Well, I know that at least one person has beat Jet Set Radio, like the original damage list, and fair play to them. That game is very, very difficult. There's just a lot of places you take damage which feel unfair. But like, I don't think anyone wants to play this game long enough to beat it damageless. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I have beaten this game damageless, and you know, by extension, beaten every game damageless by virtue of no one else would want to play this awful game. Smile. This should be 40 or 20k points. Perfect. So we can finish the level now. Now we tactically left one spray left, so we can just jump over here. There we go. Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
There we go. The end of chapter 2.
Chapter 3?
Chapter 3.
Yeah,
right now.
Go.
Chapter 3, the last chapter.
Yeah, this is the part where we get to go through a lot of crazy stuff. So we're going to start with Fight or Flight, which we need to get 30k points before finishing, and... Oh, Jedi Sonic's here. Oi, Jedi Sonic, your achievement doesn't work if it's the last spray that gets you the points. Smile. Sorry, I had an issue. Like, I've done a few practices of this, and that was like the one time where like I was like, oh, I've just been scammed out of an achievement. If that happened mid hotfix, I'm gonna cry.
By the way, if this happens, like if an achievement doesn't trigger properly, you can report it to the developer, and it will get fixed.
I mean, it does
just
work. It just doesn't. It waits for the score to update in the top left. So until those points actually hit, it won't track, and that's just something I need to keep in mind. Oh yeah, this is the first of the chapter 3 levels, and I think like quick overview of chapter 3, because this is where all the interconnected levels really come into play. So you're going to see me going through like the entire game map. What achievement am I talking about? The one on this level for getting a certain amount of points before finishing.
Also, I think this is a good time to talk about how chapter 3 makes it difficult. So basically, before chapter 3, we kind of like played all of the parts like of the whole Kogane, but you know, one area at once. And chapter 3 is like really a test of like, oh, you're gonna have to like spray all of the places you ever went to that, like you ever went on this game in just like one level, and it's gonna be like this way with like all of the levels. And the game, like when you're unlocking characters, the game doesn't really like pops up a tutorial saying like, oh yeah, this is how you transition between areas, but that's where the game like tries to tell you that this can happen. Like when you follow like a yo-yo at a race, you kind of like figure out how you transition between points. So yeah, it's like
it's a really organic way of just telling you like, go this way.
It's pretty interesting, yeah.
Yeah, chapter 3 in like the original, like on PC, was like my favorite part of the game, and it like was not close. I don't really like There's No Jet Set Radio that much, but I like if it was just chapter 3, I'd play it daily.
Yeah, I think like chapter 3 is like what the game is all about, and they just had to put in everything else to kind of make it not a 30-minute game. Especially in the original release where you didn't even have chapter 2, which is still wild.
Yeah, I
to
mean,
me.
chapter 2. It's funny like how like the lore about chapter 2 existing, because like the game was released in Japan, and after a while, when they were going to release like on the United States and Europe and stuff like that, they were like, okay, how are we gonna make like Americans be interested on playing our game
Just
that is like all in Japan?
Problem solved.
Yeah, like just put America. They will love it. And we loved it. Yeah,
Yeah.
we truly loved it.
On my first playthrough, I did chant USA in the Discord call, just so you know.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, Jedi Sonic said that this achievement, like the way, like the problem we were talking about, is like really a memory.
I can imagine. This is not like a game I expect to just work at all.
But yeah, Jedi, like if you have like anything interesting to like talk about the memory,
fun
like feel
facts?
free. Yeah, I think you explore this game memory a lot. So yeah,
Jedi and Fuse are the two people that have dared to delve into this game and how it works.
actually invested time on the memory.
these are some of the most awkward graffiti sprays in the game, so I'm just kind of focusing somewhat because I do need to get quite a few points before the end of the level.
So on this level, it's really important that you finish like the whole like spray animation, and you don't actually cancel it or get hit because it's a bit tight, right? The score requirement.
Oh yeah, the score requirement in this one in particular is that was slick.
Oh, the
That
perfect
was
one!
great.
Let's go.
This game has a really awkward perspective, but when you hit things right, it is the best feeling. I cannot lie.
It's really cool.
Ooh, we need
Like-
to collect a few graffiti souls as well, so I'm just trying to.
I feel that with every Jet Set Radio, like literally the 3 games, like when you like actually invest time to like learn the game and you like pull up some insane stuff, it feels really good.
This should be the last graffiti soul in this level. Ah, I was hoping I'd get a wall ride and jump up there. That's fine. This is one of those where it's just like, you can do some slick tricks, but, you know, ultimately, where are we
thing
at?
is, like Jet Set
1,000
Radio
points.
Future has like actual like really cool tech stuff and like insane tricks you can pull, but on Jet Set Radio and Jet Set Radio GBA, the most impressive thing you can pull is like literally just looping, like doing infinity grind loops.
So we just got all the souls in Kogane, we got jet ranking by 800 points, and we just got the 30k before finishing. Not stressful at all, I swear. That is probably one of the worst levels of trying to do all the achievements at the same time, not gonna lie. But we did it. Oh, and this is where we get to actually use Yo-Yo. Let's go.
Yeah. Yo, max
For like
speed
5
character.
seconds. Oh, I'm taking the wrong route again. I keep forgetting there is like a slightly faster route, but this one's like fun. You just drop into the sewers and just follow it around and you're at the cans. There's like another one where you go all the way over the top of the level and come down, and that also is like faster, but this is like the easiest one to do on the fly without, you know, worrying about, oh, I went slightly slower. And there we go, we shelve Yo-Yo again, that's it.
There we go.
No!
We unlocked blue.
Yo-Yo will be back
Okay, that's fine. I'll
later.
take that.
Soon.
Oh, I was supposed to
When the
use
timer
Yo-Yo
runs
for
out.
Kogane 3. I'm just looking at my notes. Oh my goodness.
Oh. So I guess we're not using Yo-Yo again? Oh, we're
Well, no, we are
actually
using Yo-Yo again, but I was supposed to use Yo-Yo to make sure I get enough points there, and I just forgot. Oops. So it's a good thing I'm a gamer and, you know, didn't choke that.
Alright, so
So-
Kogane Sack right now?
Yeah, this is Jet Tech. So, like the original Jet Set Radio, you've got kind of, you know, a speed level where you have to go as fast as possible and spray something and just do that quickly. You've got a Jet Graffiti level, which is just spray all the graffiti and get as many points as possible. And you've got a Jet Tech level. In Jet Tech, you have to get a certain number of points and then you win. Basically, you know, you need to just get enough points to get jet ranking. Now, here's the awkward situation, right? We have 10 minutes in this level. We cannot speed it up. We just have to exist and just make sure we get enough points in that time. Now, if I was a genius, we'd be about 1 hour on the timer, which would be around about the time that GDQ would want to take a tech break. So, that, you know, that is why I'm here right now, is just to facilitate that, because this is it for Jet Tech. I've got stuff to talk about for the other ones, but for this one, we are just going around in a circle, jumping occasionally. It is slightly less painful than Jet Set Radio Future's Jet Tech, which is not saying much. At least for Jet Set Radio Future's Jet Tech, one day we might be able to skip it.
One day, surely.
Yeah,
One
let's
day.
pray. I'm not trying to influence the vote or anything. That hasn't even happened. Rock the vote!
Also, For real today, Sonic, like the amount of creativity you had doing the Jet Set Radio Dreamcast retro achievements is insane to me. Like, congrats! It's like one of the best experiences I had on the website. And also, like he mentioned it, ZX Mega, which is like a Brazilian, just like me. So yeah, Brazil worldwide, shoutouts.
Let's go Brazil.
Let's go Brazil.
I think it's like worth saying that all the Jet Set Radio games are worth speedrunning. I lean towards saying learn Jet Set Radio Future or this game. I'm sure Laura would say learn Jet Set Radio or this game. So, you know, Laura has a tutorial for Jet Set Radio on her YouTube channel. I have a tutorial for Jet Set Radio Future on my YouTube channel. Both great games. Definitely check out a speedrun if you're anywhere near interested in watching this game, because those are both better games. But also, you know, this is there is untapped potential here. I need to stress, give this game a go, you know, try and learn some speedruns, or try and learn some ILs, try and figure out some new tech. There is so much that can be done with this game. We just need people. I am one guy at the moment,
absolutely.
off the shoulders of giants. Like, it is. Please run this.
I really want people to like start running Jet Set Radio to the point where I have like 2 speedrunning tutorials. One is in Brazilian Portuguese and the other one is in English. So like I really like made all I could to like make people interested in this game, but it's kind of hard.
The English one was for a future runner that wanted to do like all 3 games in a row, right?
Yeah, Dev7 wanted to learn Jet Set Radio. Yeah, no, shout out Dev7.
Shout out Dev7.
He wanted to learn Jet Set Radio, the original one, to like do the Dreamcast, and I made it. And after I made it, I know that Dev used it to learn the route. You used it too, Bats.
Yeah.
And
I learned Anthology, so I used your tutorial to learn Jet Set Radio, and as I understand, you're using my tutorial to learn Future Anthology. So shout out, it just works.
Full circle, yeah, it's incredible.
Jet Set Radio cultural exchange.
Yeah,
really
and
epic.
GBA is just the melting pot, so it's that simple. But
and Jet Set Radio GBA still doesn't have a tutorial. So yeah, like if you want to be a teacher, go for it. You're welcome.
So by the way, how are we doing on time?
I was literally about to say, yeah, we are just getting to an hour. Because there is nothing going on here, we will let this run and then we'll be back with the rest of the run after this. But we're going to be taking a quick break for a couple of minutes here. But before we get into that break, I just want to mention everyone in Twitch chat, if you enjoy GDQ Hotfix being live almost every single day, consider dropping us a sub, a gift sub, tier 1, 2, 3, maybe even some bits, all of that good stuff, because it helps us stay live almost every single day here on twitch.tv/GamesDoneQuick. And if you're watching on YouTube, go over to twitch.tv/GamesDoneQuick. And if you're here in Twitch chat right now watching us, go to youtube.com/GamesDoneQuick. And we'll be back in just a few minutes with more spinning in a circle and pushing the A button every so often. Yeah.
Yeah. is up. It's fine.
Yep.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to
Woohoo.
And
Universe
we're
here on
back.
GDQ Hotfix. We're getting score. We're getting points. Not much happened. Like we said, we are back from a quick wellness break. We all got up. We all got some water. We all de-shrimpified, all that good stuff. Hopefully, all y'all in chat did that as well. But hopefully, we're gonna be getting
Drink
back into the
water.
run in another 20 seconds or so, right?
Yep. So just 20 seconds of me going in the circle for no reason, frankly. When I hit 25k, I had the point, so I just got up and, you know, walked around, because you just have time to kill in this. Anyway, 5 seconds before we can resume the run. Let's go.
And there we go.
We're
the
back.
most fun part. Tearing the town up, achievement unlocked. Hell yeah.
Well, now we get to do Kogane Jet Graffiti, which is a bit more fun.
Super fun.
Yeah, so there's there's multiple reasons we're doing this. One, there's achievements for jet ranking. But two, and I think probably the more cool bit, is there are unlockable characters in this game. So we are attempting to unlock all those characters as part of the run. The only way to unlock those characters is to get jet rankings in all 3 of the levels jet, like, you know, bonus levels. Which is good, you know, it's very, you know, I think that's one of the cool things that they did kind of keep back. The only character that didn't return from the original Jet Set Radio, that was an interesting jump, was Goji, who, I guess a masked poison gem. I guess that you know, was an option as well. But you know, all of the characters make a return, and there's a secret bonus character in this game that's in no other Jet Set Radio game. I'll see if you can guess who it is.
It's the GOAT. It's the legend. Also, late showing up. Also, Retro Achievements legend. Thank you for all your work on the website, Blaze. You're really cool. And yeah, welcome in.
Yeah, we've got Laura, the Retro Achievements ambassador, with us.
the Brazilian like fan of Retro Achievements. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're seeing it quite a lot, you know, people coming in saying, I didn't even know they made a version of this game on the Game Boy Advance. And I want to just highlight, right, I have unfortunately bared witness to YouTubers who are wrong, saying this game is bad, it's not very good. And I just want to come to the defense of this game. I have played quite a few Game Boy Advance games in my life. Some of them are truly, truly difficult and awful. I remember playing a Jimmy Neutron GBA game. Worst experience of my life, let me tell you. If I was stuck in a car journey and I only had this, I would be on cloud 9.
It's Jet Set Radio on the GBA.
I mean, yeah, like it's... What more could you want from Jet Set Radio on a Game Boy?
I feel like,
know?
especially at a point in time when Dreamcast emulation wasn't super good and also Xbox emulation wasn't super good, like this is like the next best thing for everyone. And like for that experience, this is probably like incredible. This is probably like one of the best like experiences anyone could ask for.
Yeah, like
I also...
I
I was just going to say, I also remember the era of games where licensed games would come out and they'll say, oh, you can get this on the Game Boy Advance, but they'll never show you footage of the Game Boy Advance game. And it's always like entirely different from what you've been advertised. And like as a kid, I didn't wrap my head around this. But this is a really faithful recreation of Jet Set Radio. So I'd be happy, you know?
it's like truly, truly epic. And also, I don't think that like even if you like basically like hired a bunch of teams, a bunch of like teams like developers, and you ask them to like make a Jet Set Radio for the Game Boy Advance, this one would probably be one of the best. Like the team that was behind it had like a lot of knowledge of what they were doing. Like Vicarious Visions, even like to this day, they like do fantastic like jobs of doing like ports and remasters and stuff like that. So yeah, that's like shout outs Vicarious Visions, honestly.
Okay, but the graffiti can be a bit jank, as we just saw.
No, it's perfect.
I finished that, and it was just like, nah, actually, that's not going to count.
Also, for any haters in the chat, one other game that's a fully 3D game that got ported to the Game Boy Advance, Super Monkey Ball Jr. So yeah, I think Jet Set Radio got the good, long, luscious end of the stick of 3D games that had to be ported to a Game Boy Advance.
Look here, I loved Super Monkey Ball Jr. You cannot do this to me. I had that game growing up. That was...
I've 100% of that
fire.
game. The game is fun, but it's not Monkey Ball 1. I'll say that.
See, I was about to say I've never played a Monkey Ball game outside of... No, I have played like occasional bits and pieces of different ones, but that was the one I just had growing up and had on a GBA. Hard as nails, but still easier than the Jimmy Neutron game. If you know, you know. I'm trying to get some shared trauma in the chat, I'm not going to lie. And there's just 4 more sprays that are down here.
Yeah, I've played all of the Monkey Ball games. I mean, I've been running for a long time, so I hope I would have played most of them at this point. But yeah, like probably just as like a cohesive experience, Junior is not the best, just because it doesn't even run at like a consistent like 25 FPS.
I mean, honestly, I'm always just envious of any game that just, you know, tries to do any form of 3D on the Game Boy Advance. Like, it's always the most impressive stuff I could possibly see. Oh, we crushed that Jet ranking. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So, speaking of crush, Jet Crush, we're going to do a race. You know, I'm going to try and do the fast route. I should have used Yo-Yo for this, really.
Wait, there's an even faster route than jumping on the sewers? Okay, I never saw that. It's gonna be epic.
It's difficult to get fully, but if you're doing the IL, this would be what you're doing. So I thought, why not? Put a bit of variety.
There we go. Epic races moment. Okay, that's really quick, yeah.
And then we just do what we did before. We jump up here. Oh, okay. There we go. And, oh my god, the lag. Plenty of time.
And it's done.
Yeah.
Race before
So
dinner time.
That's the 3rd Kogani level, which means that when we beat the game, we will have access to Poison Jam, who isn't a great character. just to put it out there.
He's a character, that's all.
Yeah.
How do you feel
He's a character
about
that exists.
Poison Jam's like JSR design versus like his JSRF design?
See, in Jet Set Radio, they just feel like kids in masks, and I can't love that. Whereas, like, they try and just make them really edgy in future,
Which
is
really
cool,
like.
but like I might slightly prefer the original design. As much as I hate to give any credit to the original Jet Set Radio, me being an absolute Jet Set Radio hater.
I'm happy that I feel the same
Me being
way.
an absolutely Jet Set Radio lover.
Yeah, I feel the same way as you, Bets. It's just I hate to give the game credit, but their design is heat. I'll say it.
Speaking of heat, there's actually not flame troopers here, but they're basically the same. They just use gas instead of fire, which we need to avoid. We need to do this level damageless. I'm going to be honest, this is one of the easiest levels even casually to do damageless. What isn't so easy is the game only gives you about just over 6 minutes to beat this entire level, and casually that's not enough time at all, and it's actually an awful limit to give you if you try and full spray any of these graffitis. Like, if you try and get the maximum amount of points in this level, you're gonna have a difficult time. But fortunately, you know, because I'm not playing this casually, I don't need to worry as much about, you know, running out of time and, you know, absolutely falling flat on my face live in front of however many people. Yeah, casually, watch out for this level. Choose a quick character, do quick sprays, don't worry about getting jet ranking your first time through, because you're just going to drive yourself insane.
Yeah, like, it's good that you mentioned this, like, especially like if you're like learning about retro achievements right now on the stream, like please take it easy. Like don't try to like get everything in one run and stuff like that. I know like some of the people watching are like tryhards, and you know they're gonna try hard. But yeah, like don't forget to have fun, please.
Well, fortunately, Jedi has provided us with a forced second playthrough with an achievement. So, which, you know, now it's good you mentioned that, because what we're going to do is we're going to try and get the jet ranking, but try and be as close to the jet ranking as possible, because there's an achievement where we have to beat an existing high score as DJ Professor K. And in order to do that, we need to... That's the last... Oh, there's one down here. We need to essentially just beat the required score for this level, but not going too high, because then it makes it really difficult later on for us to beat that high score with DJ Professor K. Now hopefully, if I've read this correctly, I'll do really well. If I haven't, then maybe Kogane would be the next best level to do. We'll see. There are options, it's just, you know, ideally I don't throw a jet ranking in chapter 3 because that causes pain. Come on, where's the cans? There we go. There's a lot of kind of waiting for can respawns in this level, but if you kind of play it well, you're kind of on a set timer. It's not too bad. And we're about to get the car jump scares, so everyone be prepared.
Jump scares ahead. Imagine if like cars showed up right now.
The car just didn't spawn. Okay, so now I'm just a liar live on GDQ.
I was expecting like Golden Freddy Fazbear, just like popping out, but like it's just a car.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now it's like it's even more scarier because the car didn't show up and we were expecting a jump scare. Like
terrifying. Yeah. So there's a car that just beeps at you. You're usually there. It didn't show up. Sure. Go on, game. Whatever. Okay, and we are doing well on points and time, so I'm gonna attempt to grab this soul here because this is one of the worst souls to pick up. Never mind, it's easy. You know, it's just that simple.
This isn't easy. This is really hard.
Yeah.
The fact that AceBet is doing this first try, it's impressive, honestly.
There are two souls in particular in this game which I have given nicknames that I cannot repeat on GDQ. Because they are that awful. Most of the souls aren't too bad, despite the, you know, despite the perspective. A few of them are just not good. But, you know, we're speedruns. We live and learn. Like Sonic.
We're speedrunning guys. The Costco double chocolate cookie? I don't know. I lost the plot somewhere.
Just exposure to this game has destroyed your brain. I mean, it must have. You invited us on.
No, I'm just a fan of the Jet Set Radio speedrunning community. I'll say it.
True.
I think whenever pinball was on, that was the pinnacle of my time here on GDQ Hotfix.
Oh god, I love pinball. Just that hotfix. God bless pinball.
Shoutouts.
I wonder who was on that stream.
Shoutouts to the Jet Set Radio and Jet Set Radio like future speedrunning community special, like incredible human beings. Thank you all. Y'all are incredible.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say it. I just wanted to kind of casually play Jet Set Radio Future, but somewhat fast. And the speedrun community just hunted me down and forced me to be a part of them. And I've been trapped ever since. Please send help. They're forcing me to play Jet Set Radio GBA. I cannot stop. This is awful. Please, whatever. Okay, well, I'm stopping that bit.
I can't believe the JSR community put out a new game for me to be able to just play JSRF.
Honestly,
true.
Like, develop it.
Like, Bumper Stepper Funk improved the community so much.
Yeah, like, how does that happen? A community made the
Yeah,
entire
it's
game
crazy. Like at
to
some
recruit
point
people.
we started like talking to each other, and it was awesome. Honestly, you're like incredible too.
I'm gonna be in shambles when we actually release Jet Set Radio 4. Uh-oh. Have I just failed
Oh,
this?
speaking of being in shambles,
Come on, stop moving. Okay,
oh,
this gives you no feedback if you failed it, so if that... Okay. Whew.
there we go. GG the legend. He's bets saving
That is like one of the most
extra backups.
awkward one to figure out what you've done wrong, but generally speaking, if you roughly follow what Boogie does, or Sugar in this game, you roughly do what Sugar does, you're fine. Let's look at the fun.
Shoutouts to the random NPCs spawned on top of the terminals. It's like the best part of this game.
How did they get there?
Oops.
They just
Yeah, imagine.
I guess so.
Oh
Fortunately,
yeah,
this is like one of
this
the
fail
better
was
ones to fail.
intentional. Yeah, like there's a glitch that like if you fail it the first time, it's faster on the second time. So yeah, just following the script here.
Oh yeah. Trust me, that's exactly what it is. So that is Sugar, which is another character who I think early on when I started speeding this game we kind of assumed was really good, and then we found out Garm was better. So, you know, back to Garm. There's so many cool characters in this game, we don't really get to see that many. I will use some of the unlockable characters later on just for the fun of it, because it'd be just a true shame to not. So if you were a fan of Get 20 Tricks in this level earlier, you're going to love this, because
Yeah.
we've got the sequel.
I'm so excited.
Okay, now we just hope I'm going just fast enough. This might be too slow, I may have doomed myself here, but let's pray.
Ooh. Yeah, it's fine, I guess.
Yeah, we'll see. It's on the edge of our seat, I'm sure. Oh, there we go. 20 tricks. We actually got that with loads of distance to spare, which is nice. Right.
Flaming hot move.
Yeah.
It's just that easy. This is the baby game for babies.
Also, Bets, like, after this level, would it be a good time to, like, change graffiti?
Oh, that's a good point, yeah, because we're going to have another set of jet levels. I'm sorry, chat.
There we go.
I gotta do what I gotta do. I'm just double checking, making sure I'm not throwing right now. Okay, yeah, okay, so we should be good. We should be good as long as I finish the level max health, is the key. Okay, what am I doing here though?
Gotta improvise.
Yeah, together we'll show you how to improvise. That's a good song. Shouts to Jet Set Radio.
It's a really good song.
I can't believe they
Shout out to
didn't.
Jurassic 5 as well.
I can't believe they didn't port improvise into Jet Set Radio on the Game Boy Advance. Shocking.
Like, only the beat, like, without the vocals could probably go
Oh
in,
yeah.
and it would be cool.
Or Dragula. Dragula would go hard. Like really bit crust Dragula.
It would be a vibe, yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, this level is, thankfully, because we only need to get the tricks, we just have to try and get a jet ranking as fast as possible, which is... So this is one of the levels where it actually does matter how quickly I do it, because we can just get a jet ranking as long as I go fast enough. If I go too slow, issues of the skill variety, terrifying. But looks like we're good.
So, this is Benton Tree, right?
Yeah. So we're gonna have the fire spawn soon, which is your favorite enemy, as I understand.
Oh yeah, no, it's great. It's not like it should be nerfed at all. Really balanced. Yeah, there they are.
Yeah. By the way, you don't get
Enemies.
iframes, and flames just do persistent damage, like every frame or whatever. It's not good.
It's really bad, yeah.
Okay.
After
just gonna do
Bitcrush Dracula was mentioned, I kind of want to like make that and see how that would sound.
Oh, it would go hard. I'm not gonna lie.
It'd be so good.
Or it's so funny, like seeing the amount of people who like didn't know there was a Jet Set Radio for the Game Boy Advance.
I mean, why would you want to know this cursed knowledge? Is my
It's
counterpoint.
like truly a heavily slept on game.
I mean, because this came out like nowhere near the release of Jet Set Radio, because it's a GBA game. Like, you know, it came out after Jet Set Radio Future, which really good game. You know, kind of releasing this after that is kind of insane, but an insane I can respect. Okay, we're gonna go for the hardest soul in the game. Just kidding, I'm gonna fall off. I'm only gonna give this like 2 attempts here because, like I say, the actual time is important, and if we spend too much of it here, we do have a problem. But hopefully, oh, I missed it. Okay, one more.
One more.
Like, by the way, like yesterday on the practice, he did it first try. And just.
Okay.
Oh, we did it.
That is
Okay,
a
fine, yeah.
deceptively difficult jump. Anyone that's gone for that soul will know. And I just need anyone that knows to kind of back me up here that that was awful and I'm a gamer.
AceBats is a gamer. Twitch.tv/AceBats/subscribe. You're here in chat.
Okay. I need to be careful here because if I get hit, I'm going to lose 3,000 points. Okay, I didn't get hit. I got 32,000 points. Okay. Those are the 3 levels where I actually need to be worried about getting jet ranking first try. So, thank goodness we got through that. So, here's the fun bit of the game. We've got the final boss coming up. After we do a jet tech. I'm sorry. Please forgive me.
But first, jet technique.
first-
Yeah.
Anyway, here's Wonderwall. So,
Let's.
yeah, this is the worst jet tech. There's a reason I didn't do this like in the first hour, because I wouldn't really get an opportunity to get up and walk around, because you kind of just have to go back and forth on this rail, and it guarantees that you get it, but it's also very crap. I'm sorry, excuse my language, but it's not good, because this is the jet tech experience right now. So I thought I wanted to do something so we're not just watching this over and over, and because I can, like, you know, focus on playing the game, I have a little story I would like to share with the audience, right? And I think it's relevant when we've got 3 copies of Jet Set Radio. You know, we've got the original Dreamcast version, which got remastered, re-released on the PC and Xbox and PS3, I believe. We've got the GBA version, the masterpiece itself, and we've got Jet Set Radio Future on the Xbox, which is one of my favourite games of all time. So, it's a bit of a story, a tale, a parable, if you will. I'm British, you know. It is nearly 5 in the morning, but, you know, I am British, in case you couldn't tell.
I couldn't tell.
And, yeah. And I went to the pub, right, as we do from time to time. And I don't know how, like, bars are in America, but you can get some good grub at a pub, you know, like, kind of like burgers and whatnot. So I kind of took a seat near the bar, and there were 3 people there. And it was kind of, you know, they kind of stood out, because one of them was like I could tell they were like a priest. You know, I think they had like their robes. It's like they almost just came straight from the service to the pub, which, you know, fair play. You know, it must be stressful. And then another guy, he was a bit scruffier, you know, looked kind of like he just came in after a really long day at like a construction site or something. And there was a third guy who was a top hat and a monocle short of being a stereotypical posh bloke, right? And they were arguing about the weirdest thing. They were arguing about console generations. And this really stuck with me. I was curious and I was being a bit nosy, because why are these 3 people talking about console generations? But even weirder than that, the first man, he was talking about Nintendo Wii and how it's the best console ever made. And I'm thinking, look, the Nintendo Switch is out. Like, come on, like, at least argue about current consoles. But I wasn't gonna get up and say, by the way, I'm listening to your conversation. What the heck are you talking about? And the second guy, he was like, you know what? I disagree. I think the Xbox 360 is the best console of all time. And, you know, the posh bloke, he goes, no, the PC, we could run anything you guys could and do it better. And I'm not going to lie, it started to become quite heated. They started really arguing. And then, right before punches were about to fly, which I'm still waiting for my food, I don't want to have to witness a pub fight, a man walked into the pub. And he said something that stuck with me. He said, look, it doesn't matter what the best console, best game ever made, anything is. Ultimately, it all comes down to what you enjoy the most. And I think that applies here. Whether you like Jet Set Radio the most, Jet Set Radio Future the most, or for some reason Jet Set Radio GBA the most, it's all down to personal preference, and I think you should try all of them and see what you like and what you don't like, and you can learn a lot about yourself and your gaming preferences. But that's not the important part of the story. The important part of the story is that man was Barack Obama.
I cannot believe you actually.
I had to do something for
that
Jet
was
Tech.
so
We've still got
insane.
5 minutes. Like,
That was really insane. Oh my god, bro. Ace bets, you're the goat, honestly.
so yeah, we've got more of this going back and forth on the rails. It's just, it is what it is, right? Until we hit 25k points, we can't do anything else.
Yeah, so if you just tell that story again, but like a little bit faster, we should make it right.
Oh yeah, perfect. I think it's kind of worth talking about the story of this game a bit because I've kind of just glossed over it. We have time. So the key to this story is that the Love Shockers, who we fought earlier, had a badge with a golden rhino symbol on it. And it's been a subject of minor debate in the Jet Set Radio community. Does that mean the Love Shockers were part of the Golden Rhinos, or did they just coincidentally have that badge? Because if they're part of the Golden Rhinos, that means that the mega corporation, the Rokkaku Group, planted a street gang in this game solely for the purpose of taking over our territory. Which is kind of insane, but also it's only implied. It's something that the Jet Set Radio games do quite well, because ultimately they don't really tell you what's going on. You just have to kind of get the vibe, and the story never really matters, but there's a lot of like theorizing you can do of like exactly what's going on. So, fun fact, the two rival gangs we saw earlier, the Poison Jam and Noise Tanks, got kidnapped by this mega corporation. They're sending assassins after us. They've got their own private assassin group. They also own the police. And we're still owning them. Like, they suck. All the money in the world, and it can't just stop the pure soul of the streets, the resistance of people that enjoy art and culture. And I think that's important. It's very cool.
It's a good message. Yeah, for real, like
It's
resistance.
it's a very
stuff.
kind of out there game for something that came out like very early 2000. I mean, the original was like the 90s, right? And then like 2000 for Future or something. Like,
Yeah, 2000.
they were really like, companies trying to destroy culture? Cringe.
I didn't
released that
know I signed up
twice.
for 5 a.m. introspective ace bets here on twitch.tv/GamesDoneQuick, but I guess that's what we're getting.
What else am I gonna do?
And like it's like Jet Set Radio GBA truly like wakes the best out of face bets.
Oh
honestly.
yeah. I mean, I've got to talk about, I've just got to exist for 10 minutes in this godforsaken level, and I don't even have the points that I need yet. Like, I'm still grinding points.
You need 25.
Yeah,
Okay.
there we go. I might as well
Yeah,
just do it some
now
more.
we're talking.
I mean, I could explore the level somewhat. Why not? We've got time, right? So this is the kind of the train area. If you've played the original Jet Set Radio, you'll recognize this.
It's like I mean, it's good that you mentioned that because honestly, I played like the first Jet Set Radio a lot. So like when I was playing GBA, I was like, every time I was like, oh my god, yo, this is like Shibuya Terminal, but in GBA in pixel art, and it was like I was like happy the whole time, like just experiencing those levels again, but now pixelated and on the GBA and isometric. It's like a different experience, and it is worth playing for real.
I mean, here they've got the ramp area that connects to the subway as well. They've made a few creative differences, which I think are all great. And also we've got the kind of the main area of the map in my mind. This is like the most iconic area in the original game. But they actually, I think my favourite thing, I think someone mentioned in the chat, is that they did also bring over the spiral tower from the original game, which for GBA, the fact you can just go on this rail. Oh, I'm gonna lag if I do that full spiral. You can do a full spiral around that, but I'm not gonna do that because it lags a lot and prolongs our experience here, which we're spending enough time here as is. Also,
we already had like the best ace bets moment I ever experienced in my whole life.
And then we've also got
It was
the Ben, or the noise tank taggers tag area. I think is what this is most well known for.
It was also the person like who talked about the spiral grind was Captain Span, which is probably still watching. Shout outs, Captain Span.
So yeah, we've got 70 seconds left here, and here's another fun fact about Jet Tech. You would think, hypothetically, that this would be the perfect time for me to grab graffiti souls, because I've got time to kill. The graffiti souls don't spawn in Jet Tech.
When I found this out, I got so mad.
Yeah, like, why? Come on, like, come on, devs. Like, they really just dropped the ball here, because this would be the perfect time for me to try and make this jump in particular, because it is hard. I'll get some practice in, why not?
Just let we get the collectibles for you.
Oh. See, this is like a really difficult mix of speed and a lack of like any actual runoff. So like actually hitting that rail it's higher than you think. So, hitting it second try earlier was kind of huge, not gonna lie. Oh, this might be another good one. Yeah.
It kind of it's like really hard to practice as well because like just to reach the credits you can like deal with the perspective, but when it comes to like doing 100% of the game, it's a bit tough. Yeah.
No more timer. We're so back.
We are saved from Jet Tech for now.
Let's go.
Anyway, now we get to do Jet Graffiti and Ben 10 Show, which is a good one. We get Garm again. We need to do a lot of spraying really, really quickly. We don't really get the luxury of time to start with, so I'm just going to kind of go really, really fast, because if we go quick, we can just get jet ranking just based on the timer, and it's also a good thing. So part of this is if I didn't get the soul earlier, I would have been in like trouble, because I would need to get this and I'd get like one attempt, and if I fail it, I have lost so much time that it's actually kind of impossible. So we are going to spray this. I should have gotten those cans, but having like, I do get a slight luxury of time thanks to getting that soul earlier. I'm really, really happy I managed to hit that, because this is very much a here's how you go fast in Jet Set Radio on the Game Boy Advance.
Actual ace bet tutorials.
So fortunately we can do quick sprays here as well. So I'm just going to up, down, up, down, up, down, up. We get an extra up.
Have we talked about like how this works? Quick spray?
I think we briefly mentioned it right at the start, but you want to give a quick overview because we're going to be doing a lot of it.
Yeah, sure. So on the original Jet Set Radio, you could like just start the graffiti animation and then like do only the first one and then like quit and then like start it again, which makes the thing like you can basically like skip the whole minigame of like spinning your analog. And in Jet Set Radio GBA, quick spraying still exists, but in a slightly different way, because you can't really just like press D-pad down or analog down and it will like finish it instantly. It kind of have there's kind of like a timer, like the green arrow, like the blink, like the white arrow will have like the timer, the green arrow, like it's gonna be painted in green, and it takes a bit of a time. It takes like 1 second, I believe, something like that.
I don't know the exact time.
So
yeah, it's roughly that.
Yeah, it's not like instant like it is on Dreamcast/HD version. So it's actually faster to do like the first one than the second one, because it's just like up and down. But then when it comes to the third, you have to like do a half moon, as they call it. So we just like cancel it at that time, and then we start over, and it's still faster.
Yeah, I mean, this is like...
So yeah.
Ooh, I might have actually done something a bit silly here in terms of routing. I think for safety, I'm going to do a full spray of the XL. I've just realised, because I tend to do a 3-spray combo, because it just gives you slightly more points. But I've been trying to like do it really, really quick, so I've just been doing up, down. And that may be bad, so we're just going to witness the slowness of the full spray real quick.
It was actually a really good timing, because like now you showcase the difference between actually doing a really long animation instead of quick spraying. So yeah, it was intended. Yeah, it was all part of the script.
Oh yeah, this is all scripted.
Yeah, every GDQ appearance is all scripted. You heard it here first.
When they say that's
All of the
never happened
dialogues,
before,
everything we
scripted.
say.
Can you believe there was a show called that for a while? That's to currently out of bounds exclamation OOB in the chat. Hosted by Kung Fu Fruit Cup.
Yo, shouts to Hotfix in general. There's so many good shows. Watch it every day. 50,000. What is the jet ranking? 50,001. No way. We'll get back to that later if we have time. That is 50,000. Oh no, 55,000. Okay, I know what we did wrong there.
Oh.
Okay, so this is Yo-Yo versus Yo-Yo. We got 2 Yo-Yos.
You know what? 2 yo-yos.
This is the best part of the run so far for me.
Limit Paradise. Yeah, I would say.
Yeah, we're just gonna run away from Yo-Yo.
What, being yo-yo?
Oh, I just realised we don't unlock noise tanks unless we get a jet ranking on that jet graffiti. I'm just going to go back and do that with better sprays, I think. It's a bit of time loss, but I think overall it's not too bad.
It was a jet graffiti, right?
Yeah. But it's like the fastest jet graffiti in the
that's-
game, fortunately.
Oh, that's great.
Especially because we don't need to grab that soul. Like, that's the other like fun bit. My god, the lag. The game just lags when Yo-Yo, other Yo-Yo, not me Yo-Yo, is going along the spiral, so you can just tell how far ahead we are. I think it's like 15 seconds we need to beat for the jet ranking here. Yep, wicked.
There we go. Jet rank.
Right, so tragic that we've got to redo the jet graffiti, but hey, we're still on a good pace overall. I think the big thing I'm going to keep in mind is I'm going to do a full spray of the XLs and do everything else on a 3 spray, I think. That should guarantee that we don't have a repeat of my cringe that just happened. And we'll have a based jet ranking. I don't know why I said that in such a way it sounds like I'm activating a sleeper agent, but...
I don't think you're very cringe for what it's worth.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Twitch chat, if you agree right now, follow twitch.tv/acebats on Twitch here, please. Begging.
Well, I play a variety of Jet Set Radio games, probably even the original Jet Set Radio soon. So here's a fun fact. There are 3 Jet Set Radio games, which means that there's an anthology run that kind of DAF7 pioneered. And the fun bit about anthology is right now it's at sub 4 hours. However, I think that run's cringe because it's my run and I could do a lot better. But I need to learn the original Jet Set Radio first, so at some point I need to start grinding that. Did I get that spray? I did. Okay, brilliant. Let's see, I just need to find the bridge. It's not down here. I mean, I'm going to get like plenty of points just from doing the exit. Oh, come on. Alright, those fences just exist really, really high up. The invisible walls here go crazy.
I was about to say, Panon can make a several hour long video about these.
God, I still need to watch that. I've been like watching it in chunks. I love Pan and Coke videos because they're just so long and go into such a deep dive about the most random stuff. If you like Super Mario 64 speedrunning, which like who doesn't? It's like the most iconic speed game at this point.
Honestly.
Definitely fun stuff there. Because it's
So,
mentioned.
Jedi Sonic.
Sorry, I was gonna say because it's mentioned. I do want to say, apparently there is a remaster of Jet Set Radio in the works, and I'm cautiously optimistic for that because they could do some good stuff with the original Jet Set Radio, but also like I want them to just make a new Jet Set Radio game. I want them to prove that they've still got what it takes. Because I am skeptical. Jet Set Radio was a masterpiece of its time. Jet Set Radio Future's a masterpiece. Like, can they get the quad vector? Because this game's also a masterpiece.
It's like I really hope that we. There's like the remaster on the works and also a new Jet Set Radio tonight that it's gonna be like free to play.
Well, it's all rumors, so
And,
we don't
yeah,
know
I
much.
mean-
But the rumors are 2 Jet Set Radio games. Just hope they're good, honestly. Because my stupid existence will just be, oh, I'm gonna do Jet Set Radio Quadrilogy, and then I'll hate it if it's a bad game. So please, Sega, don't torture me specifically.
Please,
Have
Sega,
mercy.
save bats.
Hashtag save bets.
Also, we've been shouting out Ace Bats, who is our incredible runner, a lot, but we should be also subscribing to the Laura Morris YouTube channel. We
Yeah,
should. Yes.
I make video essays. I like to talk about video games on the internet. It's all in Brazilian Portuguese, but there's like auto-generated subtitles. If you, it can like do most of the work.
And also the
Let
Jet
me
Set
can you
Radio
get the
tutorial.
link?
I'm getting it right now.
Oh yeah, true. Alrighty. I'm like 5 subs away from like 4,000 subscribers, which would be like epic.
Okay, we just haven't gotten jet ranking again. This is cursed. It's never happened before. Oh my goodness. I'll come back to that later. We're gonna do the final stage real quick.
Yeah, alright, let's beat the game.
Yeah, we'll go back to that in our Shibuya Cho break. Okay, so this is the final boss. It's kind of crazy, I'm not gonna lie. So we have to spray 6 graffitis around the map, and they are all medium graffitis, and they unspray themselves if we take too long. Casually, this level is horrible, just because of that. Because you have to constantly worry about the sprays, like, you know, unspraying and having to figure out which one you've missed, or, you know, which one you have to do again. And by the time you get to that one, another one's going to unspray. So this is one of those where, fortunately, the speedrun route, if you hit it, like, you don't have to worry about that too much. Oh, dodged that. I'm so good. But I am really just hustling because I am about to start the second cycle of this. And also the achievement on this level is to do it with less than 30 cans, which is quite difficult overall, I'm not going to lie. Like, you only get a few extra cans with the route I'm doing, so it is scary. But for final boss, it's not too difficult. Ah, we've got to do this. We didn't get the quick cycle. Okay, now we should just be able to jump up here. Yep, so the fire's gone.
It's
We've
like-
won the game, basically.
This level, I think it's like harder to understand what's going on than the original, like Final Groove. Also, we're gonna beat the game or at any time now.
It's not time, by the way, just to clarify. This is the first run
Yeah,
of two. This game's so much fun, we want to play it twice, because now we unlock all the bonus characters, which adds some fun to the run.
Oh, that like rhymes.
It truly adds like
adds fun to the run.
Oh, I didn't even know. I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. Wow.
Oh wow.
actually a moment of all the poets that exist for you.
Okay, so now we get Shibuya GG, and I get to quickly look at the time. Yeah, so we've unlocked DJ Professor K as a character. He's really cool. We'll see him later. This is the only Jet Set Radio game where you can actually play as DJ K, which is cool. I need to remember not to start any spraying because I actually need to get an achievement here for not picking up a single spray can after I start spraying. So I need to remember exactly where to go for those. There's some up here. It is like 30 sprays exactly, like very, very close. So I do need to like max out my cans beforehand.
Just to lock in.
Yeah.
Actual canishment.
Yeah, the closest thing to canishment this game's got. And then I just have to avoid getting cans going forward. So I'm just going to start and do the 80% route because that's what I know.
Not even doing the bingo route, sad
Really
face.
epic.
The bingo route. God, could you imagine this game with a bingo?
Would be epic.
It would be
Would be
terrifying.
incredible.
I'd hate it.
You just
Like-
do jet tech and it'd be
oh,
worth
like,
like an
honestly?
entire bingo.
Yes. Jet tech's worth 10 points actually. It's worth 25 points.
And
First person to do jet tech wins.
yeah, and you still lose if you try and go for it.
God. Yeah, the 10 minutes spent in jet tech is enough time for every other square to be marked and all the bingos to be gotten.
I wouldn't even be
We
surprised.
need
I'm
to...
still waiting on. I'm still like thinking if there would be a way to implement bingo on the GSR HD.
Could you imagine? But I need to be careful here because if I touch any of these blue cans, the achievement you can see in the
It's
bottom
over.
right just disappears and I cry.
But Ace Bats is like super goated.
Yeah, I'm
It will
just
never
being
happen, don't worry.
very careful. Okay. Okay, we're safe. Woo. Refrain from littering. Oh, we didn't get a jet ranking, folks. Pack it up, go home. Nah, that's why we got jet rank the first time round, because it was going to be basically impossible to recreate that. In terms of what we can get, oh, I need to pick a level. Oh, I said I was going to change graffiti earlier, and I just didn't. So let's have a quick look. So we've got most of the graffiti in the game. Oh, we've got to have hot soup for the Jet Set Radio Future fans. There's so many good ones, but I'm gonna have to go.
The pixel art graffiti
Yeah.
goes so hard.
I'm gonna have to go with this one and this one. These ones actually go really, really hard for the
These are all
XLs.
so cool.
Don't monkey around. Let's go. So run 2. We can do Kogane 1. Because we don't need to get a jet ranking yet. Which is good. Oh, I needed those cans actually. I'm a fool. So here's a fun fact. We can skip all the cutscenes in the game now, but only because we haven't loaded a save at any point. If you load a save, the game just says, no, you can't skip any cutscenes anymore, you'll cringe. It is horrifying.
Also, a really interesting thing about the New Game Plus on Jet Set Radio GBA is that on the original version, the only characters you have to like redo the challenges are Combo and Cube when you're doing Chapter 2. But on Jet Set Radio GBA, you have to unlock literally every character, even if you already unlocked them on the first playthrough, which is something, I guess.
Yeah, we have to redo all the rival challenges, but fortunately we do get to skip kind of everything on them, which makes it a little more tolerable. Doesn't make it good, but did I get all the... I'm going to check the achievement list, because we got an achievement list. It's Shibuya Cho we're missing, that makes sense. Yeah, there's a list of achievements for retro achievements that I can pull up by pressing the a button on my controller. It's great. Especially when I'm not entirely sure which achievement I was missing. Oh no, I've been hit. Oh, I'm taking quite a bit of damage, it's fine. Just knock him over.
Yeah, now you can see like how that sometimes the damage can be truly brutal.
Yeah, that was my fault. I had bad management earlier on and I'm suffering through it now.
I would say suffering from success, but I don't think that's succeeding.
Yeah. Fortunately, because we've already got a jet ranking, we can just kind of rush through this graffiti. I'm so used to
Super
seeing the
epic graffiti,
default
by the way.
graffiti that like seeing this is actually really refreshing for me. I'm not gonna lie.
It's so cool, like using different graffitis, yeah.
Okay, now we're going to unlock Garum with Garum.
With Garam. Yeah.
So yeah, we have to redo all of these up until chapter 3. That's just how it is. The game's like, yeah, we need to make sure you knew how to do this the first time around. Which, yeah, sure, why not? So yeah, we're just going to see the repeats, the Garum challenges, and you can really enjoy this game's rendition of Sweet Soul Brother, which again, if you fail a level and have to do it again, you have to hear this intro to the song over and over, with the absolute wailing siren.
Also, wasn't you supposed to use beat on this?
My notes are flexible. I can use Garum.
Oh, okay.
Like, there's, like, it's. I've got a bunch of notes, and I've gotten Laura to just keep an eye on them to make sure I'm not doing something ridiculously cringe. But in this scenario, I mean, we know Garm can do this challenge because Garm's doing it right now. Like,
yeah, true.
I would have never guessed they can do this challenge with a character that isn't beat.
genuinely thought I was going to miss that there, which would have been a very silly way.
Oh yeah, small fun fact, you can like refuse to unlock the characters on the Dreamcast version, but
we don't get that here.
I don't know if it's like Dreamcast or Jet Set Radio HD, but yeah, like on Jet Set Radio HD you don't have to unlock any character. You're just like, yo, think you can beat my challenge? And you're like, no. And they're like, okay. And you can just progress.
Anyway, here's Wonderwall. Here's Jet Tech number 3. My favourite Jet Tech.
Oh, yeah.
This is like the best Jet Tech if you just want to get it done quickly, because you can just follow this circle here, and all you have to do is press the jump button. And you just go in a loop. This is the easiest out of... Actually, Grind City might be slightly easier, but, you know, both of them ridiculously easy. So we're just going to go into a circle for, what is it, 10 minutes? Which, you know, will take us through a good chunk of time. But yeah, this is the Jet Tech experience. There is no such thing at the moment as a Jet% speedrun of Jet Set Radio Future. Jet Set Radio GBA. And honestly, I'm probably not going to be the pioneer of that, just because of Jet Tech. It's kind of not great, I'm not going to lie. But we do unlock... This is the most important Jet Tech of the game, because we unlock the best character from this level. And we're gonna... I was about to say we're going to find out who later, but I'm pretty sure you can guess if you know anything about...
We already have
how
Yo-Yo.
the characters
I don't
work.
know what...
Yeah, well... The second best character in the game. The character will basically use for the rest of it.
Which is really good.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, ultimately, here's a fun fact, right? Jet rankings in levels are actually saved on your cartridge, not your save data. Same with the graffiti. So if you did an any percent run with a 100% save existing on that cartridge, just beating the game is technically classed as 100% as far as the save game data goes, because it unlocks all the characters for you. It's funny, and I keep joking that every any percent I do is a 100% run, because the game literally says 100% on the save data screen. It's kind of ridiculous. Speaking of ridiculous, this is easy. Let me just have a nice drink while I do the hardest video. This is the hardest game in the Jet Set Radio series, by the way.
Highest octane gameplay on Hotfix all night.
Yes. I wonder why AceBats decided that Jet Tech would be the thing that gets done during the tech breaks. Can't imagine.
Yeah, no way. Well, yeah, is this a good time for one?
I think it would be if we're around about the time.
Yeah. With that, everyone in chat, I'm looking at you, Twitch chat, right now. Unshrimpify yourself, get up, get some water, walk around, all of that good stuff. We'll be back in just a few minutes with a bit more Jet Set Radio. I almost said future again. Jet Set Radio GBA. But before we take a break, I do want to mention real quick, exclamation hacks in Twitch chat, as well as exclamation GDQX. GDQ is going to be having some side events at those two events. There's going to be GDQX at TwitchCon, which is going to be from September 20th to the 22nd, and there's going to be an event for PAX West, and the schedule's already out. I'm pretty sure it's going to be in the command already, but that is going to be from August 30th to September 2nd. So absolutely keep your eyes on those events. But we will be back in just a couple of minutes. Hello everyone.
And we're back.
We're back with more Jet Set Radio GBA. Nothing happened. You didn't miss anything. We all got up and had our little breaky break.
Yeah, I'm just getting points for
Hope
the
you all
sake
did
of
the
it.
same too.
We've got 30 seconds left, then we're free from jet tech. There's no more jet tech in the game because there's only 3 levels. I think. I can't remember. It's been a while since I played this last. I'm sure there's not a 4th.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
There's like grind city tech.
There is? No.
Yeah.
You're gaslighting me. There's no such thing.
Laura Morris girl bossing
yeah,
moments. Live on twitch.tv/.
This is the exact behaviour I expect from the Jet Set Radio speedrunning community.
Yeah, no, for real.
Right, we're going to be working on unlocking... I'm just going to say, we're going to unlock Love Shockers. So now we've got Jet Graffiti. This one, if I remember correctly, this is where we actually use Yo-Yo. It's wild. We actually use Yo-Yo.
Let's go. It's your moment now, Lemmy. This one's for you.
Holy moly. Hi, Yo-Yo.
Yo, yo.
So yeah, what...
Go.
While Yo-Yo is the fastest speed character in the game, Yo-Yo also has the downside of the difficult sprays which require 2 inputs in order to spray. However, you do get more points when you fully spray these, and this is the absolute hardest set of sprays in the game, or the hardest level to get a jet ranking on, in my opinion. So we're actually
It takes a few tries.
we're actually swapping to Yo-Yo specifically so that we can get all of the graffiti sprayed. Fortunately, the game doesn't give us like 6 minutes. It actually gives us time to do the sprays, which is nice.
Do you want me to like remind you to do the?
I'm going to do
Ben
Ben 10 after
Jet
I've unlocked
Graffiti?
Love Shockers, because they'll have
Alright,
slightly
alright.
better sprays and slightly faster than Carbon. Which is why I was like, yeah, I'll just come back to it later, because, you know, the strats exist in
with-
my brain. I am a Jet Set Radio GBA enthusiast.
I'd even say Savant.
That's so beautiful.
You're like a
Yeah, that
you're like a
too.
genius in JSR GBA.
I've got a degree
For real.
in Jet Set Radio GBA.
Road to the PhD.
Okay, where is... Ha!
There it is. It shows up.
Yeah, so this is like the only level in the game you can actually go down into the sewers and get these graffiti souls, which kind of makes these the hardest ones to find. It's ridiculous why they are hidden like this, but so be it. Also, these souls unlock souls that you would unlock in level 2, which is probably why they didn't really think twice about having just hidden souls here, because, you know, no one would really notice. But yeah, that should have been the last few souls in the game, really, so we should be getting an achievement popping up as we complete the level and the souls are tracked. Because yeah, this is retro achievements, right? It's really good, gotta get those
Retro
achievements.
We love
We
retro
love
achievements.
retro achievements.
Shout out to all the retro achievers in chat right now.
Hashtag retroers. Have a revolt of retro achievements.
The goated game.
Shouts to Hover Revolt gamers for real. Truly,
Honestly, like for real, for real.
truly did the heavy work in getting Bomb Rush Cyberpunk made.
One thing I miss from Future is whenever you get a soul, like the camera like spins around like the player, and it's just like, you got a graffiti soul. I love that.
Yeah,
I miss that
It
from,
turns
from
it
that
into an
game so
event.
much. Yeah. And it also gives you time, like if you're playing bingo, to like mark like the graffiti soul that you get.
just mark early like everyone else.
My brain is being open to new possibilities right now. Hold on. I love cheating.
Remember that time I didn't get Shibuya graffiti because my opponents marked early and they got busted for it? I remember.
Jedi Sonic, thank you so much for mentioning that. Cause like this popped up in my head, but I didn't like said nothing about it. Oh my god, so retro. So thank you for mentioning it.
I'm calling out the Jet Set Radio Future Bingo drama. Because I just love Jet Set Radio Future Bingo, it's so good. Me being on the team that, you know, is part of the organizer team for the tournament, not biased at all, no conflicts of interest.
I love JSRF Bingo as someone who's kind of learning how to play it. Happy birthday, Alice New, and all of that. I don't know.
Happy birthday, Alice New.
Happy birthday, Alice New. We miss you. Shoutouts.
To clarify, she's not dead, she's just a fighting game player now.
Oh yeah.
Almost worse.
That's important. That's an important clarification.
A fate worse than death. No, she got out of pools today in Tekken, I think. So she's in like a proper tournament. I don't know how it went. No, I think it's today. Yeah, literally later on today. So everyone send your thoughts and prayers and hope it goes well. No, she doesn't need luck.
For real.
It's all skill.
Alice goated. It's funny that like I don't think I ever talked to Alice, right? It's kind of like a living legend.
Wait, you haven't?
It's like, oh yeah, there was Alice at some point.
I'm
A
genuinely
real
surprised
hero of
because
this
like
game.
I've had to like talk to Alice because of like different like speedrunning events and stuff.
Asians.
Anyway.
Also, yeah, Jedi, I'm like, bro, the moment that the Xbox support happens, then we get like Jet Set Radio Future retro achievements. Oh, I just can't wait, honestly.
Fuse, get on it. Modders, etc.
Modders.
Yeah, I mean, funnily enough, I think Fuse would help a lot in the retro achievements community.
We all need a
Because,
Fuse
like-
in our lives, but you know, we're not allowing anyone else to take up Fuse's time. We got Fuse working on so many cool projects constantly.
Fuse is one of the most interesting creatures out there. For real. Shout out.
I mean,
Fuse.
fun fact, creatures, by the way, come on. But also, like, fun fact, we also have a mod of this to kind of see, like, speed and, like, speedometer mod. And that's just Fuse got bored one day and was like, I'm going to make this and, you know, actually allow you to see how fast you're going at any given point. It was huge. I love it. Shout out
Yeah,
to
like
Fuse.
some people get bored and like drink soda, and then feels like just like I got bored. I'll make mods of a GBA game. Like shout outs.
So we're coming up to the end of the level, and I'm hoping that... The thing is, this level's really scary for jet rating because it's like 50,000 points is the goal, and it looks like, oh, we're nowhere near. But, you know, because we've got so much time, it should push us over the edge once we finish this last graffiti. And if it doesn't, then I will cry, because we have done this basically flawlessly, and I'd be shocked that my route is suddenly broken. Okay, 54,000. Yeah, we were safe.
There
Easy
we
peasy,
go.
lemon squeezy.
Jet rank, all the souls. Okay, now it's all the souls. It's a good mark to run.
Yeah, getting all the souls means we don't have to do any more detours just to unlock graffiti souls, which is very nice. It means we can really just focus on jet rankings and beating levels as fast as possible. Right now we're doing the final race because there isn't a fourth one. Like, I'm not even going to like pretend that there is. There's just no race in Crime Square, which is good. There's not really anything you could really do. Actually, it probably could have done something with that, but dev's lazy, bad game, etc, etc. So we're just going to do this race really, really quick. And once we get a jet ranking here, we're going to unlock what would have been our third character from doing jet rankings, but right now it'll be our second. We're going to unlock the Love Shockers, who are brilliant because they get 30 cans, max speed, and medium difficulty graffiti, which isn't too much slower than Garen's graffiti. So it's all good. Brilliant. So yeah.
Being able to hold 30 cans is really good.
Yeah. So now that we've got jet ranking on that jet dash, that should also get us an achievement for getting every. We got a bunch of achievements there. So it's jet graffiti and Ben 10 show, shock the system. Let's go use love shockers. My favorite character by far.
We're gonna see a lot of love shockers now.
Yeah, this is Love Shocker City. If you don't like Love
I hope you all
Shockers,
enjoy
apologies.
love shockers.
If you don't like Love Shockers, let your presence be known now so I can call you out and set everyone to attack you. This is a joke. But anyway,
Wishchat will not be getting attacked, especially if you send a subscription over to twitch.tv/GamesDoneQuick, because Hotfix is live almost every single day. If you like to support GDQ Hotfix, so you can see more incredible content like this, to consider tossing a sub, and then maybe you'll gain a respect for Love Shockers, because they are great in this game.
yeah, so the big advantage of doing this, because we were trying to do it with Garvin, but we couldn't manage to lock in enough. So instead, we're going to do it with Love Shockers. They do get a bit more points per spray. It does take slightly longer, but not like significantly so, which is fortunate. But we do have to go and grab a bunch of cans because we've got quite a few sprays to do. Okay, so we need to grab 7 cans here, and then we're going to go back up and do that spray all the way up here. I'm kind of just doing a play-by-play because I really don't want to miss this a third time, because that would be embarrassing, because I've had such a good track record on these levels this far. And failing a jet ranking here is pain. I was hoping that the cans would respawn.
It's the... Hopefully the third time will be the charm,
Yeah.
like always.
This will be fine because, like I said, the amount of extra points you get from Love Shockers Graffiti is like significant. So this should give us more than enough. We were like 4,000 points off, I think, before. But even just like health points, Love Shockers has more health, so it will, save us from cringe, hopefully.
Get more points, yeah.
That said, I'm going to miss out on a few points here because I just don't have enough cans. I'm sure that will be fine.
I'm worried
More
because
shadowing is a narrative
now there's
device.
like a literary device being used, I fear.
It'll be fine. Mostly because the Love Shocks just has so much extra health that it's basically like worth an additional 1,000 points by itself. And as long as I make sure I've got high cans before I finish the last spray, that should also help ensure that cringe doesn't happen. I'm going to take a bit of a weird route here and spray this earlier than I usually would in order to maximize my cans at the end of the level. Because you
Actual speedrunning strats.
do get more points per can when you finish a level. So actually, like, keeping it close to max will be worth like 2,700 points. I am pulling out all the stops to make sure that I don't have to do this a 4th time. So if I fail this, point and laugh, 2. Oop, bit too fast. There we go, and we go up here, we do the classic spiral. And we've got one final XL here, so hopefully we don't mess this up. Worst things I could say while trying to focus on doing these janky inputs on a D-pad, we're fine. I hope nothing bad happens while I'm forcing my thumb down on a D-pad trying to do half circles or anything.
Jet Set Radio.
And hopefully all goes well. Collect these cans. I'm going to collect even more. The few seconds I lose is like worth less than the actual cans here. They're worth their weight in gold. Right. There we go. And we did overkill here.
Yeah,
We were more than
First
fine.
try.
First try.
First try for real, like,
Yeah.
clapping chat for real, for real.
I
Right,
want to see
so
your,
now we've
clapping
actually-
emotes right now.
Right, number 540 here, we've got to actually get a jet ranking. So that's Kogani 2. We've got to get 40k points, which is quite a lot, I'm not going to lie. Fortunately, there is a route and there is a easy source of points. There's quite a few different parts of the map, but we basically cannot mess up a single spray. So I'm going to focus on this and hand it over to Laura and Lemmy.
Yeah, like, Jet Set Radio GBA. Awesome
Perfect.
game.
Anthology,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah, yeah.
anthology. Like, did you know that there's like an anthology run where you're supposed to like beat Jet Set Radio and Jet Set Radio GBA and Jet Set Radio Future, like all in one run?
Imagine if there was like a $50
It's-
bounty for that.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's not like that
Shout out
ever
to
happens, right?
Daft 7, I fear.
Yeah, shouts to F7.
Yeah. Shout outs to Dev7 and also like crowd appearance. Yo, shout outs, girl. Good to see you.
Okay, so I need to just remember the fun reroute here because we do need to get quite a few points. So we do need to spray bonus graffiti and all. So we are going to go all the way up here. Spray these two, and then helicopters are going to come in, which is fun. I think there's 2 helicopters that spawn. I think we get one here, yep. And then let's hope I hit this. Oh, come on. That's just a bit cringe, honestly. There we go. We got it.
We're
so
so
I managed
back.
to spray one of the helicopters.
First try, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, those wall rides are some of the jankiest movement in the game. The fact that I didn't like fumble there for 5 minutes is worthy of celebration.
Easy clap.
True. Right, so we're gonna kind of fill up on cans again, fill up on breadsticks, and head out one more time. And we're gonna wrap up the last bit of graffiti, and through a mix of Love Shocker's health and full sprays and all the jet damage that we do, we should just about get a jet ranking. I'm kind of focusing because it is kind of detrimental if I miss a spray. Or yeah, because like that's hello, what in the world? There we go. Don't know why it wasn't letting me spray it from there. Also, if I can avoid the missiles, that's another 3,000 points, which would be huge. I'm kind of really focusing on my inputs right now. It's very easy to just like push the D-pad too far and miss it. There we go. So that was what, 40k is jet ranking, 43,600 was the score even after everything, and you know, even with the bonus 3,000 for not taking damage. So awful. Anyway, there's one level which we've got, which will give another achievement. We are going to grab 30 cans, and then we are going to spray all the graffiti on the level. So
Without collecting any more
Yeah.
cans.
this is the other achievement where, you know, you can only get, you know, you can't pick up new cans after picking up your first cans. I should not spray that because that will spawn police, and that would be cringe. I could have actually done this with Garum, thinking about it, but it's not like it makes that much of a difference in the grand scheme of things. In fact, Love Shockers is probably faster overall.
Yeah, word. Love Shockers is fast. Like,
Mm.
she's just fast.
Another one of those like fun secret, you know, the game will show different stats for each character, but they're mostly the same, which is fun. And this is a much
Also,
easier
like-
level to avoid cans, by the way. As long as I don't grind a rail, it's all good.
Those achievements like make you play the level in a way you probably would never play if it wasn't for the achievements, which is like something I really appreciate.
These are the coolest
on the
achievements,
retro achievements.
not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Really epic.
Okay,
Also, bets, I would recommend you checking up on the Dreamcast retro achievements. They're like good.
Yeah, but now I've got to play the Dreamcast game. Not gonna lie, that's a tough sell. Right.
It's something.
This level has exactly 30 sprays, by the way, and most characters have 30 cans, so this is, you know, if you messed up a single spray in this, GG, restart the entire level, but we're fine.
There we go, Boogie Woogie.
Yes. Which I think is the last,
Great name.
direct achievement. We've got one jet ranking I think we need to do. Wait, no, we did that was Kogani too. Oh yeah, here's Biss, or Mew, or Riff, a character that across 2 games has 3 names. Thanks. Thanks, Smallbit. Making it simple.
One name every game. Like, gotta keep it fresh.
Yeah, fortunately we can actually skip through these cutscenes this time around, which is good. Because... Whew, this one takes a while.
So basically, like, the Dreamcast version, the Dreamcast Japanese version, like original, has like some names on the characters. Some of them are the same, some of them are different, and then like the USA version / PAL got released and they changed like a bit of the names. And then when Jet Set Radio Future got released, they kind of did a mix of like keeping some of the Japanese names and keeping some of the English names, and it's all like mixed, and some of them have like new names, right?
Yeah, I can't remember which ones have new names, but you know, there's quite a few changes between all the games. But for the most part, for obvious reasons, this game tries to stay quite consistent with the original, original game. But Mew has always been kind of the weirdest one in terms of name changes to all the versions.
It's a Mew, Riff, and also
Biss.
Yeah.
I can't remember which one's the Japanese one and which one isn't. Okay, so this level we can just run through, which is nice. We don't need to necessarily worry about jet rankings anymore, except for like one instance. So we can just quick spray our way to victory right now, which is very much appreciated because we've got quite a few levels to go and not that much time to do them all in. But hey-oh. Because we are, you know, we had to redo that level twice, which is a shame, but we'll get through it. We'll survive.
For real.
Because fortunately the remaining levels are quite quick. I mean, we've done two in Kogane. This is going to be our second Shibuya. But we're going to be fine. Grand scheme of things. So yeah, right now, really what we're seeing is kind of, I want to say a modified speedrun route, like for any %, because besides the extra speed you get, these are going to be like the same routes that you'd take if you were doing any % on these levels. So we get to kind of enjoy this game at its best, where the movement has kind of been conquered, all the graffiti is being done as efficiently as possible. You know, we're not kind of just fumbling around trying to grab graffiti souls that are in the worst possible spots. Which is good, because some of the graffiti souls are mean, and I don't like that.
And you said you didn't master this game. Okay. Whatever you say.
No, I've this is controls are mastered, but if I mastered this game, I probably didn't need to do Ben 10 jet graffiti 3 times.
If you go on like the Retro Achievements profile of Face Battle, we see that he actually mastered the game. He has like the badge and everything. So he mastered it.
Speaking of mastering, I need to just go get this graffiti because I forgot to do it earlier. Cringe. It's all the way back here, so it's really easy to miss.
Yeah. Cool.
So we are at the point where I think we do one more Ben 10 level and then we kind of get into the fun final countdown, as it were. So this is another level where we just get to rush through it, which is good because this is a long level when you try and do the jet ranking.
We love speedrunning, that's why we're here, right?
Yep. I love when I do a game slightly faster than usual. I'm pretty sure that's the name of the show on, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, there may be a name.
Yeah, games done fast, hold patch, I think.
Games done PogChamp? Question mark.
Yeah, it's probably that. I remember like seeing something similar at Twitch. Probably that, yeah, games done fast.
Oh, this is not great. That's fine. We'll just do these sprays and that will guide them away, which is good. I say it guides them away. They only go a bit further away. It's not great, but it does allow us to get a few more cheeky sprays off. Come on. I'm just getting dogpiled. This is awful. This is what happens when the game goes wrong, by the way, just because we needed to demonstrate that. We are contractually obligated.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, it's all part of the script we're following.
Yeah.
Like...
Once we've done that spray, the rest of it's quite free, which is good. Oh, come on.
I know it's not his name, but I can't
Get
think
off
of it.
me.
Why did they give Hayashi a gun in both games?
Onishima?
Yeah,
Why not?
Onishima? Yeah, like...
Why they...
I call him Hayashi all the time.
Yeah.
He's Hayashi in my heart.
Hayashi's like more charismatic, in my opinion.
Yeah. Especially in the English copy of Jet Set Radio Future, where his biggest issue of doing his job is he hasn't eaten his breakfast yet.
I also just love Death Ball. I love when he goes ah ha 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 ha. Ah, ha, ha. That's my favorite part.
He goes insane. It's really good. It's really cool, like how the game like really tries to, you know, like do his best to like show that Hayashi's insane, and the game does that.
Well, I think in the Japanese version he's mostly insane. In the English version he's just overworked. Like, he's just constantly
It's really
exhausted
cool.
to the point of insanity.
Same thing, honestly.
Oh yeah.
Shout outs to Hayashi, for real.
Okay, there we go. And that brings us to Grind City. I think we're going to have to quickly run through that. And when I say quickly, I mean we don't have to do Jet Dash. However, there is one final, and I do mean final. This is it, Jet Tech. So we're going to pull out Garum. And
No way.
we've got 10 minutes to fill. But fortunately, I do have something to talk about real quick. Because if anyone knows absolutely anything about me, or even doesn't know anything about me, and at AGDQ this year they just looked out the hotel window and saw writing in the snow, you'd know that I love to wish Alice Noon a happy birthday. Wonderful, wonderful person that used to speedrun a bunch of games, still occasionally pulls out Hades and does an occasional run, it's great. Follow Alice Noon on Twitch, you know, great, wonderful person. They're a fighting game player now, but I don't hold that against them. However, due to the stars aligning, there is one thing I do like ever so slightly more than wishing Alice Noon a happy birthday every day, even when it's not her birthday. And that's wishing friends a happy birthday when it is their birthday. And it just so happens that I was asked to run Jet Set Radio on the GBA on the same date of my bestie's birthday, who I kind of started talking to via Jet Set Radio Future. So I want to give a very special happy birthday to Sylvie T, the GOAT, greatest of all time. Huge shout outs.
Yeah, like it's quite. I think it's like the first time I'm seeing AceBets wishing a happy birthday on, like,
This is slander.
when it isn't. Yeah, when it really is like a birthday. So yeah, happy birthday, Sylvie. We love you.
Happy birthday,
That's
Sylvie.
it.
I actually get an opportunity to do
Happy
that.
birthday, Sylvie. Can we get like happy birthday, Sylvie in chat?
Yes, please. If you don't, we have to do Jet Tech again. That's, you know, that's my threat.
Oh yeah, true.
No
It's,
Obama story this time.
So the game actually has a glitch where like if we don't get like 6 happy birthday Sylvies in chat, like the achievement will glitch.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll have to do it again. Like Jedi Sonic, like he developed, like he surely knows about this thing where if like we don't get 6 happy birthday series right now. Yeah, like the memory, like Jedi said it already, like the memory of this game is really confusing.
Yeah, this game's cursed. It's the short version of it.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that's. I think it's a good time to kind of talk about the various Jet Set Radio communities that are out there, because there's so many good ones, and we've got time to do it. So, Jet Set Radio Future community, absolutely phenomenal speedrun community, great people, a lot of very talented people, both on technical side, strat finders, everything.
Graphic designers, shout out to
Yeah, graphic designers, of course. Definitely check out Yomsa's run from AGDQ of Jet Set Radio Future. She played the game to, I say close to perfection, and she says, no, I made small mistakes, because she's just that kind of speedrunner that has such a high standard for herself that she makes all of us look bad in comparison.
I'll say it is an all-timer GDQ run.
Like,
You
we
have
got
to watch it.
Yeah,
like Cucumber first try was brutal.
Yeah.
Like was insane.
First try
for
cook,
Cold
like
as-
in
cold
a
as heck.
marathon, it was, ooh, I couldn't believe it.
It was beautiful.
it is a
honestly.
brilliant run and shows off the true potential of Jet Set Radio Future movement to the absolute best. I kind of stopped paying attention there and jumped one too many times. But believe it or not, I need 5k points in over 5 minutes. I've got time. I mean, do you want to talk about the Jet Set Radio community? Because that's another good one.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Before that, I just want to give a huge shout outs to Ray, which like showed up in the chat right now. Huge friend, huge retro achiever. I think she's like top 2% right now on the website, which is
Oh,
a lot. So yeah, like really cool person. So shout outs. And like on the Jet Set Radio community, we have like some really cool legends like Kit Carson, Sizable Door, and of course like the Broby, the GOAT. We also have the world record holder right now, which is Dealcat,
yo,
and Dealcat,
let's go.
and yeah, like Broby actually showed up earlier in the chat, so yeah, like awesome human beings, a really great community. It was like, it's basically the only speedrun community I ever like actually did runs, and they were like amazing with like motivating me and stuff like that. You know, every time I got a new PB, the world record holder at the time, which was Broby, always said like GG. And when I like, you know, most of the time like he wasn't like chatting, like saying stuff in the chat, so I didn't even know if he was watching. But then when I got the PB, he would like show up and say GG, and I was like, yo, that's my man watching for real. So yeah, and like Jet Set Radio, it's a really important game to me as a speed game, because it's basically my only speed game, and it's what like introduced me to this world, and I met like awesome people. So yeah, shout outs to this game. It's one of the most important games in my life.
Write all that down and use it as an Oscar speech. I think that's a good one. Oh yeah, and before I forget, I need to give a shout out to Jet Set Radio Festival, which isn't an official Jet Set Radio game, but it's good enough to have an SRC page, which is a very high standard, I assure you, for those that don't know. But Jet Set Radio Festival is a custom VR chat world made by Lakuza, who is an absolute legend. It's a fully playable recreation of Shibuya Terminal, plus some custom-made surrounding areas with unique movement controls, unique levels, unique challenges. An absolute banger any percent. It's about 30 minutes long if you're bad, like at this point. It's so good. So I can't recommend it enough. Definitely check out Jet Set Radio Festival. The community's wonderful. They've done so much to kind of really push a VR chat game to its absolute limits, which despite the fact that I am currently playing Jet Tech in Jet Set Radio GBA, I'm going to call them insane in a good way. So huge shouts to them. And last but definitely not least, I want to give a shout out to the entire Jet Set Radio GBA community. Thank you, Acebats, for being awesome. And Broby. We need more people.
Roby, also Swagazoo
Oh
played
god,
a lot
yeah.
of this game. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very, very small community, and like I say, this game could be busted right open with the right people. So, if you're interested, you can easily find information about this game on the SRC page. There's a GBA discussion chat in Jet Set Radio, which is rarely used, so, you know, it is there, so they can't get mad at me if I tell you to use it. And you can also just find me in any real Jet Set Radio Discord, you know, Jet Set Radio Future, Jet Set Radio, Lackers' Discord for Jet Set Radio Fest 1. If it's got Jet Set Radio in it, I'm having a good time, right?
Absolutely. Even if it's the first game, right, Vets?
Okay, let's not go too far. Like, let's calm down a little here. No, the first game's fun, but I definitely prefer the other games. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I can
I
see
think
that.
out of everyone that's run Jet Set Radio Anthology, each person has their own unique game which they absolutely don't want to play. I think with you don't want to play Future that much because learning it's such a long-winded experience. Even though it is rewarding,
Yeah, it's long.
most Jet Set Radio Future runners would learn Jet Set Radio and then not learn GBA. And then I'm like, you know what? I like Jet Set Radio Future and GBA. Jet Set Radio's cringe. And my Jet Set Radio run in my anthology run is awful. But, you know, so be it.
It's funny how like everyone in Anthology really acts like that. It's like that they have a nemesis.
Yeah, everyone just has that one game. But yeah,
And it's funny that the game that I really don't want to learn, it's the most like the one that people most like, oh, it's the best game and everything. And
well, I think like with
Yeah.
all of Jet Set Radio Futures, like it's a difficult game to compare to the original Jet Set Radio, and I'm going into two games that I'm not playing right now, but they are so different to one another. But if you like games with really good movement, really high skill ceiling for well executed movement, Jet Set Radio Future, it's up there. But Jet Set Radio, very good speed game, very quick. It's 30 minutes, is it? Roughly.
it's 30 minutes if you're goated.
Oh, okay.
But it's around like 50 minutes.
50?
And if you
Really?
like invest time, you can lower that time a lot. Yeah.
I mean, this game's just under an hour now. We're gonna overtake some of the worst Jet Set Radio runners at this rate. But yeah, definitely.
yeah.
This is a fun game. All the Jet Set Radio games are fun to speedrun. If there's one thing I can kind of have anyone take away, it's that they should learn at least one of them, because it is very, very fun. Also, someone should learn
And, like,
PJ%. Cough, cough.
If you wanna, like,
Oh, I got max score. I didn't even know that was an icon that shows up.
Nice.
What? That's awesome. I didn't know there was a
that's
max
crazy.
score. What?
Actual science here.
That's never happened before. I always get bored 25k in.
Chat clip it. He said it.
That's
He said the
actually
line.
insane.
Right, so
Which line?
here's Tagger's Tag, and for the fun of it, I'm just going to beat all the Tagger's Tags with the characters that are Tagger's Tag, like, you know, the original characters. Because why not, right? We've unlocked all these characters, we've gone through hell, and we've come out the other side, we've beaten Jet Tech. We have Poison Jam, we might as well use him. So, funnily enough, Poison Jam doesn't actually change the route we take. I think he's a bit... I actually can't remember. Are they all speed 10? I cannot. I was the poor sod that made the entire stat sheet, and I can't even remember. And to be fair, Fuse was the one that found all the numbers anyway. But yeah, we're just gonna do what we did before, but now we're just gonna do it as the characters that we're gonna spray down, which doesn't make it difficult to understand at all.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like it's a battle against yourself, you know.
Mm. This is the internal struggle.
It's
Inside you are four
it's
poison
like
gems.
it's like the real poison gems are the poison gems we made along the way or something
Lord.
along those lines. Never watched the anime. Wait, anime. I watch the anime sometimes.
Yeah, this would be a good these would be cool achievements to add, honestly. Really, really, you know, I hope someone got fired for that blunder. You know, beat the Taggers Tags with the characters.
The like 1 point achievements.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't worry.
Get on it, Bethesda. So this has been a bit awkward. I might actually not make this cycle because I am doing really badly. So ideally I want to like spray down Poison Jam before they jump over the bridge. Which
is gonna happen,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, okay, come on. Oh no. Don't fall. Okay, we're fine. That could have gone a lot worse.
That was
as
so
soon as
calm curse, but I'm happy that it didn't like completely deteriorate.
Yeah, as soon as they jump over the bridge, they do an entire lap and they send you really far around, and that is like, this is like the noise reduction of Jet Set Radio GBA for the any percent route. Anyway, we've got noise tanks now.
Let's go, noise reduction.
Noise reduction, except there's more of them. How's that work? Mods?
What?
Chat? It is 6 AM. I'm going to be honest. My brain is deteriorating rapidly. But it's fine. We'll get through this, chat.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Okay, so again, we've got fast characters. Unfortunately, these characters don't dash. That's the big thing. Is if they were dashing, this would make my life a lot harder. Fortunately,
And they dash in the original, and that makes it so
Yeah.
hard.
okay, I need to slow down somewhat. I can actually spend a bit of time grabbing these cans. Which don't actually do that much, but I think, you know, essentially because they're on a cycle, we don't want to leave them behind. We want to make sure that they move past that point that we've just gone by. So just doing that kind of avoids, hopefully, a cringe cycle. I'm not fully confident. Where are they? Okay, they're all there. Okay, we're good. Because now we do it all again.
Almost.
Okay, that one's just running off. Weird. Get back here.
That cycle was something.
Yeah, that one just kind of goes in a circle. It's just weird, honestly. Where's he gone? It's over here. Luckily, there is a map that we can, you know, review, and it does help us a bit.
Yeah, it helps. Like, it really helps in Tiger Stack levels and also like in normal levels because you can like pause to see where the graffiti is. And the game doesn't say that in the tutorial.
Yeah, it's.
Not in this game and not in the original one. So
I'm gonna use Jet Set
Oh.
Radio Man himself,
holy shit!
just so we get the
it's
noise
actually
spam.
Jet Set Radio.
This is awesome, I
Oh my
fear.
god. I forgot how bad
Yeah, this is the only game you can play as DJ
the
plus K, by the
sound
way.
spammy is. Oh my god, what? That's great.
Fantastic.
Hope y'all like the words to Jet Set Radio.
Yeah, any Jet Set Radio fans?
Right here. Right here.
Right here, right now. Right, so DJ Press K is going to be dashing to victory, and we're going to get to enjoy the final Tagger Stagger Chapter 1, which means we're barreling towards Chapter 3.
Yeah.
There is also a quick, and I do mean quick actually this time, Jet Graffiti, that we do need to do. Just making sure, yeah, we can do this with Love Shockers. 40k Jet ranking, that's not hard at all. So yeah, this is, I think the thing worth mentioning, and something that's kind of weird, is that each of these Jet Graffitis just use the graffiti layout from the final, like the, in the case of other levels, you'll have like the third graffiti level, so the Chapter 3 variants. This one will be the second version of this level from Chapter 2. So the only difference is there's just no cop spawn. So as long as you've got a route that works, you can really just blast through these levels without too much hassle, as long as you get enough points.
The amount of like time you can cut off on Jet Set Radio on like the whole franchise just by like knowing the optimized route is insane.
So I did miss a spray there, I fear, for my life. we'll probably be fine. I don't think this is one of the like really rough levels for points. Foreshadowing is a literary device. Or narrative device. However the meme goes.
I thought it was literary, but I'm not
That
sure.
one.
I mean, it's both, isn't it, at the end of the day?
Probably.
Let's consult Google of what foreshadowing is. Let's get the definition up right now.
Siri.
So, foreshadowing is a narrative device in which suggestions or warning about events to come are dropped or
Oh,
planted.
brilliant. There we go, we got it.
I don't know.
Also, okay, Google, open up eBay and buy me a copy of Jet Set Radio on the GBA. Okay, so this level is kind of just, you know, we've seen it before, except this time we start in a slightly different spot. And that's the other fun thing, is that 2 of these levels actually start you in a different spot from their, like, you know, story variants. This one just doesn't. Or this one, like, 2 of them just don't. So it's just the exact same level, except you're not getting constantly attacked. It's kind of weird. But, hey, it's not too bad in the grand scheme of things. Right, so I'm going to grab a few more points, and then, hopefully, this should be enough points. And if it isn't, I'll try. We will not have time to retry any of these levels. Come on, game. Jumping off these half pipes onto that is kind of awful. But failing it like that is worse. Okay. Nice. 46k, that is more than enough. So now we're just barreling towards the 3rd chapter, which means we've got about 3 levels to go. Hopefully we're good on time, but I can understand if GDQ smites me as I say that, because I think we started late, so I'm sure Tech is really wanting to go to bed. So, you know.
We're at about 253 right now, so I think we're fine.
Okay, well, brilliant. I mean, there's like, what? I can look at the achievement list right now. There's 1 achievement left. How long could that take? Smile.
Wow.
Foreshadowing, is it?
Smile.
I mean, fortunately, we can do the combo and cube levels with minimal, like, diversions for getting things, which is good. Okay, so we've gotten 15 cans, which is more than enough. I say it's more than enough. What am I talking about? That is wrong. Okay, just spray all these cans.
So there we go to like another moment where, you know, the game is actually like doing a social. It's like making you think, because it's like it's Love Shockers versus the 3 Love Shockers, man, which like really makes you think. You
Inside you
know?
are 4 love shockers.
Yeah,
Oh no, I've been hit. Oh no,
it's actually really beautiful.
that's the love shockers.
It's one of the most
Nice.
poetic games I ever experienced. Like Jet Set Radio GBA, it like changed my view of the word completely.
The love shockers and the iconic quote from Jet Set Radio Future, die. That's it, that's all they say. They do have one other line, but they don't.
But this one is the one.
Inside you are 2 Love Shockers. They're both skating uphill in Jet Set Radio. Experience is painful.
I mean, the good news is, because we have the exact same stats, I can kind of just follow closely behind and just mash the spray button. There we go, and there we go. So now we're going to get into Chapter 2. Again, Chapter 2 is only 2 levels once we get to the I was about to say the painful challenges, but we get to skip the cutscenes still, which is great. So I'm just mashing.
Cutscene skip, let's
Yeah.
go.
But
The really hard glitch to do is called cutscene skip. You have to like press the button 2 times in 1 frame. It's like really hard, and Ace is like pulling it
okay,
off,
but seriously though,
constantly.
by the way, holy grail for this speedrun, right? If anyone can figure out a way to get to the title screen from the end of the game, please. Wow. If anyone can find a way to get to the title screen from the end of the game, please let me know, because there's only like a tiny amount of times we can actually skip long-winded, unskippable cutscenes that take really, really long. And the only way to get around that is to find a way to get to the title screen from mid-game, which we don't know how to do. Fuse and I looked into it, we're stumped. You would be a national hero for all 3 people interested right now in this game.
No, international.
International
hero,
hero, yes.
Like top 10 human beings.
I
ever,
will throw a
probably.
parade. But yeah, that would be like the dream. Like, there's not that much in terms of... Okay, there are glitches in this game, but in terms of useful glitches we exploit, not that many. Besides being able to skip the tutorial cutscenes. That only works because it's the only time in the entire game where we can actually go back to the title screen. It's weird. I don't quite fully understand it. So yeah.
Yeah, like on the tutorial, it also works the same on Jet Set Radio HD. You can like the only time you can like just pause and go to the menu, it's before you unlock the Gamma tab.
It's weird, but hey, it is what it is. I mean, the good news is if you're playing 2 runs in one session, you can skip all the cutscenes on your second run, as long as you don't load the game a single time. That's the...
Which saves a lot of time in the retro achievements,
Yes.
all achievements, speedrun that we're doing.
Yeah.
Games done fast.
Games done fast slash
Full transparency.
subscriptions.
The only reason why I called this a showcase is because just in case we're not getting there, but Acebats did an incredible job running this, and we will probably get there, so it's fine. So this is just a speedrun now.
Yeah, like his
Yeah.
Ace Bets is the goal on Jet Set Radio GBA. We don't have to worry.
I think I
about it.
messaged you, Limmy, the other week where I said, like, if I cannot get this to around about 3 hours, I will cry. Because it was getting so close.
Yeah.
Like,
And,
And
if,
even
if
with,
you didn't have to do
like-
that level 1 time 4 times, then like
yeah.
it probably would have been sub 3 smile.
Yeah. If I did it right, it would have been fine.
Just
To be
don't,
fair,
just don't
I
make
can
a
blame
mistake
it on the
next time.
routing for GDQ. Yeah. I would have done Shibuya Terminal at that point, but the reason I did it was because I knew I'd have to do... what's the level? I'd need to do Benten Jet Tech later on, and that would give me no time to actually stand up, because it's so tedious. So I did route in being able to stand up and walk away from the computer into this. Because you kind of have to when it's 40 minutes of Jet Tech. Shouts to everyone that's still here after that nonsense, by the way.
Word. Also, Ace Bets, do you know about Tengoji, the speedrun category on the Jet Set Radio HD?
Is it beat the final boss 10 times?
It is.
Why?
Yeah. Would you do that on Jet Set Radio GBA?
No.
I'm making a sad face
But
because
you
you
did it
recommended that, and
damage
I'm sad now. Sad face.
No. It's just that like Ace Bets does the most wild challenges that exist.
Yeah, but that's an
Like,
8-hour
even
run. If I
related
wanted to do an
in
8-hour run,
time.
I'd do Jet Set Radio Future 100% damage list again. Ayo.
I think
Would you do like Tengoji in Jet Set Radio
No.
Future?
you should just do True Hondo in JSRF.
Fun fact. I
Yeah.
have done a true hundo in Jet Set Radio Future.
Yeah, I'm not saying you should do it for the first time. I'm saying you should just do it again. It'd be fun content.
Do it again.
Yeah, do it again.
True.
Just do it. It's
Yeah.
fun. It's
I
mindless.
really like Jet Set Radio Future, and I've done a wide variety of challenge runs. One of which was even stupid enough to accidentally find speedrun tech, which I will forever be ashamed and proud of at the same time. I think Nation has said it best, where I'm the best and worst thing to happen to the Jet Set Radio Future community simultaneously. Maybe not the best, but definitely the worst. I mean, with all the Quick Immortals new tech I spout, definitely like one of the worst people ever. Anyway, come on, jump up, and get down, as it were.
Can I request
no,
a
we
song
got a
change for
nitro.
the next one?
Oh no.
Yeah, I can.
Not
Is it
Nitro.
the same song again? I can't remember if by default. Oh, it's this song. Okay. What you can do is you can go into the radio and... Oh yeah, the best song.
Oh no, oh no, oh no.
Okay, I didn't
Wait,
mean that.
I didn't know that was
Any
possible.
woos in chat? God. Sweet Soul Brother Jet Set Radio GBA is so cursed. I think it plays again in Shibuya
There
3.
we go.
I've made a mistake here.
Yeah, you did. I'm pretty sure you're gonna have to hear it again.
I'll tune it again in the next level.
Okay.
I cannot in good conscience subject everyone to like 2 Sweet Soul Brothers in a row.
Honestly.
Shouts to the bear that says yo graffiti, by the way. I love the bear that says yo. It's literally just a texture in Jet Set Radio Future. I love it so much.
Yo. Can we have a bear? Yo.
Can we have a bear that is saying yo in the chat?
Very yo in the chat.
For real? Yo.
Oh no, the shock troops. They're going to do damage.
Oh no.
Okay, I kind of remembered that I could have benefited from being on the other side of the map when that spawned in. Laura, you didn't unlock the emotes before the stream? What is this? Fake fan.
I did. I did. I'm just
Just showing
yeah,
creativity. Showing people that you don't need channel points to have the bear that says yo. Oh, that was a homing missile. What was that? What was that nonsense? Okay, so just a few more sprays here, and then we will be in Chapter 3, which puts us on the last level of the Retro Achievements run. Which, all things considered, this might be my fastest run yet, despite the fact I played the same level 3 flipping times. What in the world? That's kind of wild, I'm not going to lie.
You want a time check on entering that one? Or are you good?
I think I've got a local time, so I think it's like 3 minutes,
forgot, huh?
3 seconds when I enter it, right? Oh, 3 minutes, 3 hours, 3 minutes, I think.
Something like that.
So we should be done around 3:10, hopefully.
Is this gonna be a world record?
I mean, it's faster than how I've ever done it before. Assuming I don't mess this up. Right, we're going to select DJ Professor K for the final achievement. Oh, it's Sneak Man. We'll keep Sneak Man. I'm not going
I'll
to
keep this.
change Sneak Man.
Actual world record base right now, Chad.
So the achievement here is to beat an existing jet time in Chapter 3 with DJ Professor K, which is mean because you only unlock DJ Professor K after beating Chapter 3. So that's why earlier we kind of... Ooh, that was odd. That's why earlier we kind of made sure that we only did just enough to get jet ranking, so that we can kind of crush the jet ranking here and actually... Wow. If I stop running into things, we can actually get the jet ranking here with more than enough points. Hypothetically, you could also do the final level, and that'd probably be easier. Actually, that's debatable, because the final level would be harder with harder graffiti. Anyway, you know, the final level is an option, but you also have to get to the final level, which means you have to beat all 3 of these levels, and GDQ would murder me if I tried to turn this into a 4-hour event. So, you know, for my own safety, and the safety of the ones I love, I decided to do it on Explosion.
Can you say that like a little louder?
What, Explosion? Kaboom?
Yeah, thank you.
So,
Soon as the timer runs out.
less moments of the run.
You say last moments of the run
I
as if
just
we're
wanted-
not doing slow graffiti to make sure that we get this jet ranking crushed.
I'm just yeah, I would just like give a shout out that I haven't gave yet. So shout outs to the Hotline Hideout community.
Yo,
That's it. Oh yeah, and shout outs to Swagger.
yeah, I mean I've given plenty of shout outs, but you know, shout outs to key members of the Jet Set Radio Future community. There's too many, you know, 7th Ace, Miku DS, I guess Shovelclaws, Limmy, Vane have all been great ambassadors of the BRC community. You know, did I say 7th Ace? I can't remember. 7th Ace, Twinkachu, Eclapricious. my god, my brain's gonna die. Daft7. I'm trying to remember all
Naturness.
Yeah, so many names to remember. Shouts to Saikumi. That's the important
Yeah,
one.
of course.
Oh, these characters are getting quite close. Let's do that. And also, happy birthday to Alice Noon, but an actual happy birthday to Sylvie T. Very important to reiterate that one. And huge shout outs to Livy, you for letting us play this monstrosity
Of course.
on a GDQ.
And just wanted to give a shout out to a person I admire a lot. Shout outs to Laura Morris.
Laura Morris
that's
Nation.
a shout out.
Shout outs to Brazil, let's go!
Brasil campeão do mundo.
Oh my goodness. This is going
That's already
off the chain. I was going to say the other thing, but that's too funny. I can't say that twice in one stream.
Why, you're worried that the commentator is gonna get off the rail?
Yeah.
Oh no! The comedy has been achieved!
Oh no!
Okay, so that should be good. At this point in the run...
That's one of the cutest comments that happened, like, on this run. Oh yeah. Since you mentioned it, shout out to Peixe do Deserto. Really great human being.
Right, and also, as I've said before, definitely check out all of the games in the Jet Set Radio series, including Jet Set Radio Festival. You can easily find them all on speedrun.com. Jet Set Radio, Jet Set Radio Future is a really fun one. Jet Set Radio is a really good beginner speed game. If you've not speedrun a game before and you want to do one, Jet Set Radio is a good one. Jet Set Radio Future, again, if you love movement tech. And again, this game is on the cusp of being broken wide open. So, if you do want to, have a look at this game, learn more about it, let me know. There's resources on the SRC page. I would love to see just some geniuses take to the ILs and find absolutely new and exciting routes that we can actually use to push the time even further.
Isbeth, can you shout out Jet Set Radio?
Shout out Jet Set Radio? I can shout out Jet Set Radio, yeah, shout out Jet Set Radio. I mean, DJK's also
There we
doing
go.
it. If you can't hear,
Jet Set Radio, Jet Set Radio, Jet Set Radio.
There we go, it's perfect.
It's that easy.
Jet Set Radio. What a great sound effect. They
Yeah,
could.
no, it's really good. Honestly,
I don't
it's
have hands, I don't think.
it's sad that we only have hear it once during the whole run. That's really unfortunate because I really like the sound.
Right. We are kind of running out of time. This is kind of what I was saying earlier about the time on this level being absolutely brutal. We have 60 seconds to do the remainder of the graffiti, which isn't friendly at all. It's kind of brutal. So yeah, keep an eye on the timer, chat, because if that gets to 0, we have failed right at the end of the entire run.
Do you think you're gonna do it?
I'd hope so, but I can't remember exactly how long
Orion?
the sprays take. But that should... Assuming I've got one graffiti left, I do, thank God I didn't miss the
there's
same
only
one
one
earlier.
graffiti left.
Yeah, we've got
Okay,
30
okay.
seconds.
Time.
Yeah, time's coming up.
Careful with the timer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's 3, that's 4, that's 5, that's 6. This is scary, but it's fine because this is time. It's every achievement.
GG. This is it. Wait,
We
did
actually
it.
got every achievement in Jet Set Radio GBA. We've gotten them all in just over 3 hours.
Yeah.
Game's easy, actually. You should play it yourself.
That
definitely
was
check
so
out Retro
impressive because
Achievements.
that didn't feel like it'd be possible a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, it was... I mean, once I kind of routed out and realised we need that DJK achievement, I was like, oh god, this might be a problem. But yeah, in the end, it's not too bad.
Yeah, that was absolutely neat. I know y'all just did your shoutouts, but any last shoutouts? Y'all should also shout out yourselves at this point.
Okay, yeah. Honestly, 5 subs away from 4,000 subscribers.
Go subscribe to
on
Laura
YouTube.
right now.
Yeah. subscribe to Laura Morris on
Laura
YouTube.
Morris Nation.
Hashtag Laura Nation.
If you like anything Jet Set Radio related, check out my Twitch channel. I also upload stuff on YouTube occasionally, not as frequently. But there is a entire Jet Set Radio Future any percent tutorial, which I am very proud of. So if you are interested in running that game, that's available. And if people actually want me to do a tutorial for this game, I may do one day, but at the moment there's nothing too exciting. You can just watch a run and get most of what you need just from seeing other people play it. So really, everyone that's watched this is now an expert on speedrunning this game, and I expect to see runs in the next week.
It's that easy.
Yeah.
But yeah, is that everything?
Can you get
Oh,
the
yeah,
link?
yeah.
The
I can
YouTube
get
link?
that for you real quick. Subscribe to Laura Morris on YouTube. This
There
is a
we go,
demand.
like 5 subs away from 4K. That would be epic.
Yeah.
And yeah, like thanks for having me.
yeah.
It's like I can't believe I'm at like GDQ. Like it's super awesome,
Yeah.
really cool.
Thank you guys for being on. But with that,
It's our pleasure.
that is everything that we have planned today for Parallel Universe. Unfortunately, that was super fun. But before we hop off, I just want to mention that we're not going to be live tomorrow because on Sunday, yes, on Sunday, in a couple of days, Flame Fatales is going to be on for an entire week. It's going to be on from Sunday till Saturday. It is GDQ's all-woman and femme speedrunning event. It has absolute fire content. Please check it all out. I'm begging. Also, if you've been GDQ socials looker adder, you may have seen some funny ads for some of those games. Absolutely, give that a look. Give it some of them likes. You know, all the good ones, all the ones that you're gonna be watching. Yes, I'm looking at you, Twitch chat. Do that. And check out the schedule! !FF in the chat. And right now we're gonna be rerunning this show right after we rerun Do All the Things that just happened right before this show. So if you wanna watch today's broadcast back, absolutely stick around. But that is all we have for today. Thank you everyone so much